Oh, misty.
I know, it's foggy, very foggy. Good evening, welcome to BSTV. We're in mid-chat, extolling the lack of virtues that what was it, parsley we were talking about, wasn't it?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, horrendous. Right, anyway,
In-depth analysis.
yeah, and welcome to a BSTV broadcast. This is TCR Challenge Cup Season 17. Oh my god, 17. We're in week 3. We're at Big Mig's back garden. He's not here, but we're going to invite ourselves in anyway. We're at Portimao. This is Algarve International. We're on the Grand Prix circuit. Pete screwed up the fuel because he doesn't read his own rules. So they're on 35% fuel, not 30 that they're supposed to be on this season. But we'll skip over that and just pretend, really. We've got a 22-degree track, and it's very early morning, as you can see by the fog. I'm Pete Bingham, and I'm joined in the booth by Sir Alan of Toon. Good evening.
Good evening, Pete. Good evening, folks. It's great to be here. I love this place. Fog or not, I've never seen it like this before, actually. It's kind of interesting and mysterious, but yeah, this is some kind of a racetrack, so looking forward to this.
Yeah. I mean, the fog, I think, will clear. I've not looked at the forecast. I wanted to be surprised. I actually thought it was raining when the session launched, and I thought I don't remember us getting rain, but we haven't, so it's okay. Right, let's go and look at something a little more interesting. So let's have a look at practice times. So we've got 26 people in the session. They are still joining, and they've still got like 10 minutes. And usually the likes of Spencer and Sam, Blees and co join last second. We'll talk about new drivers in a minute. But for now, we're going to go and look at. We'll look at what's on offer, shall we? We'll look at this for a second, because this is what they're racing for. It's the one on the right, Season 17 Champion Trophy, or as Clyde likes to call them, the Jenga blocks of BSTV. So if someone wants to play Jenga with them, they're going to have to do really well, and they're going to have to do both leagues, I think. But yes, they are a wonderful.
They're growing on me, Pete.
Oh right, okay. They were growing in a field somewhere, and then we chopped them down and made them into these things. But yes, we're going greener with every season.
I think it's mahogany, isn't it?
At least, or walnut even. I don't think
it's
it is.
walnut.
If that's mahogany, I'll bite my own bum. Anyway,
well, it's red.
Yeah. Right, let's go and have a look at the standings next. See who's likely to be walking off with one of those. It's Spencer McCarthy. We're on the column on the left, folks. We are not doing drop points for another 3 weeks or more. Spencer McCarthy on 465. His teammate Sam Blees. Oh, actually, there's been dissension in the ranks, Alan.
Really?
Yes, there is a new Geo driver. We'll talk about him later. But Sam Blees has gone off to join the new Geo driver. He's not new to the world, he's just new to us. Spencer McCarthy has stayed in the team with Matt Flannery. And there is now Hydro Racing Geodesic White. So, so interesting development. Simon Trendle in third, already in the upper echelons of the league. He's not raced with us for 2 seasons, and he's back up there already. Just can't take the winning ways out of some. Sorry?
Back with the bang, Simon.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Pete Newman and Jay Corley round out the top 5. Don't forget to watch Jay's stream. He does a track tour for all the cars of TCR every week, and they are brilliant. They are actually really good, very informative, and very insightful. It's good. So yeah, go and watch his streams. And then Jamie Jeffrey and Stephen Walker, just outside the top 5. Wobbly, not with us today. The very, very fast Logan McKinsey in 9th, and then rounding out the top 10 is the very fast David Johansson, who's only raced 1 week. Right, let's go on to Pro-Am. Much bigger field in Pro-Am. Dizzily large, actually. Martin Shirley running away with this one at the minute. Well, he's not running away with it, is he? He's only 8 points clear, Alan. Chris Smith.
No, but he's doing very well, isn't he, Martin? It's fantastic. Well, and Chris as well. I mean, look at this. This is great stuff.
Carl Hardy in 3rd, Daniel Mills in 4th, and PVG Pete Van Gool in 5th. Jamie Wilson, Pro-Am's champion from last season, in 6th place at the moment. But we know he kind of simmers, doesn't he? Never boils, always simmers. He will.
There's nothing in it as well, Pete. Is there?
No.
Jamie's just getting warmed up. I'm sure a lot of these guys are still actually settling in and finding their feet. It's
Yes.
different every season. There's different drivers out there. So
Yeah, heartwarming to see Roger and Stefan in 8th and 9th. That's good, because we know that they can be. Well, they are stalwarts of the league, aren't they? And
indeed.
it's good to see them up in the top 10. Right, let's have a look at So is currently being led by Arnaud Chenonnier. We've mentioned him in a few broadcasts so far, and for good reasons. He is a renewed vigour driver. He's so much safer and more competitive than he's ever been, and he's proven it this season. He's a whole 55 points ahead of Fiona, and then Boyd Driesen in third, only 3 points behind Fiona. So that's going to be a competition that goes to the end of the season without a doubt. Chris Dixon in fourth and David Ayres in fifth. Ellen.
Yes, all very tight. A lot of result drivers associated with that, and well done to Arno. But he's had some really great drives, hasn't he? He's
He
had some
has. Yeah, he's
really
done.
good finishes, and
Yeah.
but like you say, it's very competitive down there. You know, these guys, they might be holding up the league, but my God, there's some competitive spirit among them. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and tonight will be the first time that we see Harry George. You can see him down there at the bottom on no points. That's because he's not raced yet this season. He only joined a couple of weeks ago. He is in the session tonight, so we'll go and find him shortly.
Well, congratulations, Harry.
Yeah,
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the league. Right, so in the overall points, this needs to be rerun so that Hydro Race Geo White are represented correctly. So, I think the leaders at the minute are actually Result X Pure Sims Esports. I'm going to back off all the points and I'm going to reload them so that Hydro Race Geodesic White have their points correctly allocated. It doesn't do it automatically, I have to do that separately. So I'll do that before the end of the night. RD Simsport are in third place, which is Martin Shirley. I don't think... Is he in there on his own? I can't remember. No, he's not. Daniel Mills, I think, is in there as well. Yeah, Daniel Mills is in there as well. So they're in third. They're doing a great job of getting massive points.
Yes.
Massive points. With Team Chimera in fourth and Safeguard in fifth.
Yeah, they had a storming week last week.
He did, yeah. Really,
Oh,
really
did
good.
Simsport. Really fantastic driving by those two, and yeah, well done to them.
Right, next
We'll
up.
have more of the same, please, because
yeah.
it's jolly exciting.
Isn't it just? In our driver of the meeting are familiar names that we've already mentioned this evening. Daniel Mills on a point, Arnaud Chenonnier on a point, Jamie Jeffrey on a point, and Chris Smith on a point. And each one of those has performed out of their skin individually in those races, haven't they?
I think everybody's been driving well.
Yeah.
It's just, there's just such a high standard now across everybody. You get a fair spread of people, and it gets no easier to try and pick people week by week
No.
because there's always more names that you want to include, and you can't because we can only do one.
Yeah.
But if you was trying to give it to give the points to everybody who deserves them on any given night, everybody would have to get one.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm busy laughing because Alex Savlano Lado is on the chat saying he's in fifth place and he's very proud of his performance this season. That's because you got no points and you're not raced yet. It's done on the rest of it's done on who registered first, and you were the first one through the door. Right. Next is your Safe Driver Award.
Yeah, look at this.
I know this is totally different to what we normally see. Well, it's not totally different, but it's a surprise to me. So Logan McKinsey only got one incident in 2 race weeks. I mean, that's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, look at these numbers.
Ferocious.
I mean, they're impressive for all of them. There's an awful lot of 0.0s there, Pete. I mean, I'm no mathematician, but that 0.0s, that doesn't sound like very much.
Yeah. Alex is saying he was still faster than everybody else to register, so he's willing to take the points. That's cool. All right, and that's where the standings are. It's a very, very healthy league. We are still having drivers register all this evening, so we're on 26, 27, 28, 29. I think we've got nearly 30 drivers. So let's go and find some new ones. Let's go and have a look at this boy. So this is Naveed Hussain. I already know him from watching other leagues, and I have been in races with him, but he's not been in the same bit of tarmac as me. if that makes sense. He's a very, very fast driver. He's in the Hydro Race Geo White team. He's just reset the car back to the pits. He has a very high I rating, and he's a very, very skilled driver. We'll see more of him later. Let's see if I can spot anybody else that's currently on track that's new while we're here. Harry George, I think, is in pit road. Yes, he is. There he is.
Mr. Mills again.
Yes, in 4th place at the moment, also in the pits. Sam Blees at the moment is on track, putting in some practice times. We should talk about the track, but we'll do that during qualifying because we're not far off it. We're only like 12 seconds away. Don't forget, it's a heat race, so as soon as the session's finished, everybody gets chinned out. There's no finishing laps or anything like that. They're about to finish this practice, and they'll go into 15 minutes worth of qualifying. This session has just gone checkered. Then we'll have a 20-minute race at 35% fuel instead of 30 because I didn't read my own rules. After last week's debacle with pit stalls at Navarra, which I don't think they've even patched, so I don't know what's going on there. Good thing the Spanish sun and food are keeping me busy, says Alex Savolano later.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised to see these misty conditions here because it's not something I associate with Portugal.
No, well, I wouldn't have done, to be honest, either. No, it's a bit different, isn't it? Right, where's Pete Newman? There he is, leaving the pit. So everybody's piling out now to do their 15 minutes of fast laps to try and get to the front of the grid because we've seen, Alan, how influential that is on being able to secure that first race victory.
It's like this sprint race is all about your qualification position. If you don't qualify well, you're in for a hard time because you're just putting the fastest people at the front of the race, and they're the fastest race. They're there for a reason, and it's very hard to keep up with them.
Yeah,
it is. They go away, and it's like rocket power, isn't it? So in the first race, your grid position is absolutely essential, and a good start as well. You can't afford to have a poor start. If you do, you're going to lose 5 spots on the grid, and you'll never get them back. It's so hard to make passes in this first race. People are divided by where they qualified, so by pace, and you're always going to be up against it, trying to make passes. So these guys try hard.
Yes, they really do, and they need to. So that 20-minute race is determined by this qualifying session. Then we go into a 5-minute... there's no need to pit, by the way. Well, definitely not tonight, because I've overfueled everybody. They don't need tyres ever in these cars. Oh, maybe they will in the Endurance, I'm not sure. But certainly tyre degradation is a thing now in these cars, and overheating them is definitely a thing. We've seen that in the first 2 race weeks of this season after the adjustments to those tyres. And then it'll be a 40-minute race, folks, with a pit stop, we think. I don't think anybody's going to no-stop this one, even with 35% fuel, Alan. We were discussing it before it launched, right?
We know that some very skilled guys at controlling the throttle and actually saving fuel, but this is a very fast circuit, Pete.
Yeah.
There's not an awful lot of places where people could actually fuel save. But I'm always surprised that people can do it. People manage to do it, and it always surprises me. But this is such a racy circuit. I can't imagine anybody wanting to fuel save.
No, I can't. You just want to put your foot down, right? And
yes, exactly.
Race the nuts and bolts off it.
It's just such a fantastic circuit. It's got so much flow. It's a joy to drive around, and I would think that they would put their joy of driving before saving a bit of fuel.
Yeah, well, there's some people that are utterly focused on winning this. I mean, who wouldn't want a Jenga block, right? Alex Savolano Lado says, healthy grids, can't wait to hit the track. So he's going to be joining us, in theory, next week, and bringing Hydro Race Racing Forces will return to our screens, which is a brilliant return. Right, let's have a look at the other new guys. So Harry George, it was the other one.
I'm liking his paint.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't adjust your sets, folks. That is what it looks like. It's very 1980s, isn't it? If you know what I mean.
Well, right, actually, I'm thinking 1967. It's reminding me very much of an Incredible String Band album cover.
Yes. I know the one. It's yeah. Even when you look away, it's still there. I mean, you're not going to miss it, are you? Really? And this team is ICSRG. I'd love to be able to tell you what that meant, and if he gets high enough in the rankings, then he'll be able to tell us. He is, I think he's an AM driver. Hang on. Yes, he is an AM driver. So for anybody new to our broadcast, you can identify an AM driver. That's the class of developing drivers, not quite as eye-wateringly fast as the other guys at the top. They are denoted by the orange number boards and orange windscreen banners. We'll also see it here on Anthony Hilton's car with the black writing. If you are in Pro-Am, which is the class above this one for the slightly faster drivers, trying to get into the Pro category, they are on green number boards with white writing. Or in the case of, where's Chris? No, not that Chris. Or that Chris. Where's the other Chris? Where's Needham? He's in, because I've seen him before. Have I made it up? I don't know anymore. Chris Needham's in there with a yellow set of writing on his car, and that denotes him as being a previous champion of this series. That was only a 5-minute quali, so nobody obviously got to quali because I didn't set it for 15 minutes. Oh dear, what a disaster.
Right, and do another 10-minute one.
I don't know. Don't think so. I think this is going to trip over now.
Oh, well, moving on.
Yeah. I don't know what that's going to...
I'm sure we're going to... Yes, I'll sit here and I can talk about how much I love the circuit. I took my... I was at a bit of a loose end on Sunday evening, and I went...
He's just, yeah. Yeah, we were just saying, yeah.
Put me on pole, so it's fine.
Oh, nice. You?
Everyone got a lap in except Daniel Mills, Jamie Wilson, Ben Cullen, Anthony Hilton, and Naveed, but Naveed disconnected. So it's kind of... So it's not the end of the world.
Looking at the names, they're roughly in the right order. I don't think there's this crazy.
Yeah, just Wook made a mistake, but it's all good.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
And
I am back. Right, okay, so we're going to carry on. There's only 3 drivers or 4 drivers that didn't get to put a lap in, and one of them was Ben Cullen, so it's cool. Right, so Sam Blees will lead us away. Pete Newman will go off 2nd, Jamie Jeffrey off 3rd, Rennie Earhart off 4th, Spencer off 5th, Logan off 6th, 7th will be Pete Van Gool, 8th even will be Stephen Walker, Matthias Schultz will go off 9th, Simon Trendle off 10th, 11th will be Carl Hardy, and Martin Shirley will go off 12th. 13th will be Jay Corley, 14th will be Chris Smith, David Ayres will go off 15th, David Danzer will go off 16th, 17th will be Stefan Goebel, Roger will go off 18th, 19th will be Matt Flannery, Ura Larkinen will go off 20th, 21st will be Harry George, Jason Haddington will go off 22nd, 23rd will be Chris Dixon, 24th will be Fiona, we do carry on because there are more, 25th will be Dan Mills. Naveed disconnected, so he didn't actually get to put a lap in. Stop flashing your lights. It's so annoying. He's in 26th. 27th will be Jamie Wilson. Ben Cullen will go off 28th, and Anthony Hilton will go off 29th. This one's going to be interesting because everybody's kind of out of sequence, Alan. Because of me.
I haven't got any visuals at the moment, sweetie.
God,
if you could
I,
turn me on, that would be nice.
Sorry, yeah, I do like turning you on. There you go. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Wait, so I just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, it's because I jumped rooms. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear, they're still flashing the lights, Alan. I can't even move the camera.
Look, they just love you, Pete.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. You do a fantastic job. You're a wonderful man, and yeah.
Right. So
we should all be glad that we've got you in here.
Yeah, I mean it's still going to be a very interesting race because you can see from the column the blues are pretty much north of centre, the greens are pretty much in the centre, and the oranges are pretty much south of centre. A few out of place right at the back, but they've got an interesting 20 minutes. So we're going racing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lights out, and we are racing at the Algarve. PVG.
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
Yeah. PVG stepped out of line. and let people go. He must have got a bad start, did he? Or has he got difficulties? Who knows? But they're piling through the first corners anyway.
That's why, yeah, there must have been something, because you don't do that unless there's a reason.
No. So round the first few corners we go, and there's people picking up positions very rapidly, one of which is Naveed Hussain, actually. He's already picked up 3 positions.
Yes,
4 positions for Jamie.
It's a thing with these sprint races, isn't it?
3 wide.
Oh, 3 wide.
3 wide into a hairpin.
Old tyres.
Stop the cars. There we
Fantastic stuff.
Brilliant racing from all 3 of those guys. I'd love to be able to tell you who was in that.
The top draw.
Martin Shirley, Rene Earhart, and I think Simon Trendle or Stephen Walker. Stephen Walker it was.
I wish this fog would bugger off, because I want to see the colours of these cars. They look magnificent out there.
They do, yeah, it's good. Right, so at the very front, Sam Blees and Pete Newman are away at the races. We've seen this a few times this season. Jamie Jeffrey is hunting them down with Spencer McCarthy for company and the very fast Logan McKinsey. Bridging the gap at the minute, but he's got lots and lots of attention from Stephen Walker and from Simon Trendle.
There's some very handy drives out there, after all.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about what you said. Right through the length of this field, I was thinking about the Anfield. These would always be race winners if they were if we're doing official races. They're all well capable drivers, and jump before just because they're at the bottom of this little ladder. Because let me tell you, there's some quality there. It's just that the top level of this league is so outrageously quick, so outrageously full of points.
Yeah, and you look at the spread of the times as well when we get going, and there's not a massive amount between the very fast guys and the slower guys. Right.
It builds up over the laps, because it's the consistency of as we go down the field, the consistency of these guys is unbelievable. They just they manage to pop in quick lap after quick lap after quick lap.
Yeah, they do. Right.
The incredible focus that the people have out there, and you need it in these conditions, as you can see.
Yeah, so Jamie Wilson and Naveed are having a very interesting race back here, overtaking people almost at leisure for some of these corners that they're taking them. In the thick of it, yet again, Jay Corley right in the mire. He's up a couple of places from the start. He's good when he gets going, isn't he?
Oh yeah, no, he's fantastic. He's lovely. He's a great little driver, a lovely young man, and yeah, but he's in among this. They're all good drivers in there. He's in a tough place. He wants to make progress, but you've got to find room. And look, these cars aren't spreading out yet.
No, they're not. Pretty much the whole field is stuck together still. And this is PVG having a real good stare down the inside of Christopher Smith there. That's the RD Simsport car in front of you. You're on board with a Result X Pure Sims esports car of PVG. His teammate is 2 cars in front, which is Jay Corley. And Christopher Smith having a good stare at the back of Jay Corley's car. There it is. He's got a nice line through there in that Audi. He's the furthest up the field of the Audis. The only other one actually tonight is Stefan. Silas is on the chat. Here's Stefan. So the reason that you nearly missed the start of the race, Stefan, is because I screwed up the qualifying and only put it up for 5 minutes instead of 15. Jay Corley is under lots and lots of pressure now.
He's got the 5 right, Pete.
Oh well, yeah, 1 digit.
If he'd got the 1 right, that would have been really cool,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Oh, dear. At least people got to put a lap in. Some of them.
Well, I'm just thinking, just how cool is it that with only 5 minutes, they all got a decent lap in.
I know. So that's Naveed Hussain and Jamie Wilson past Matt Flannery. And these guys are making their way up through the field very quickly now. Right, what's going on up here with Logan? Logan's still got Stephen Walker for company. And they've both got Simon for company. But in front here, these first 4 have got themselves a bit of a gap to P5 now. You can see the gap just there.
Is Pete getting away? No, it's tiny.
No.
There's people are well aware that the guy who's on pole generally is going to try and quietly slip away, but it looks as though for for once, they're not getting away with it. Pete's not getting away with it. He's got a very attentive Mr. Blees.
He really does. I'm trying to find this because whilst we were watching Naveed, we missed Sam Blees sideways sliding himself out into the wild, and Pete Newman overtaking him on the start-finish straight. So Pete Newman led a lap there as well. So Sam Blees will be annoyed there. He's lost points as well as the position.
Oh.
So that was a drift, an unbelievable drift. I'm surprised he didn't actually end up in the scenery.
Well, it just great core control, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
He managed to get it, and he lost the place, but it could have been a lot worse.
Without a doubt. Right, so who else?
This is very, this is close company, if you like, isn't it?
I know, Stephen Walker really pushing the issue here with. So we'll have
there
another
we
look.
go.
I'll have another look at that once it pops up on my screen. There we go. It's on the screen now. Lots of overtakes further back. So they follow each other through there. Everything's nice now. Stephen's through on the inside.
He's through. Oh.
And the first tap straightened Stephen up, and then there was not a lot he could do with it. He couldn't turn the car, that's for certain. Hopefully it's not damaged. You don't know with these cars at first, though.
No, and they take that front end suspension damage quite readily sometimes.
Yeah, so
sometimes they get away with it, but sometimes they just seem to take it. I suppose it depends on just where the impact is.
Yeah, Logan's not got any. Yeah, Logan's not got any peace from that because he's already in the clutches of Martin Shirley, who we know is very quick because he's at the top of the Pro-Am standings at the minute.
And he did terribly well last week. Where's Dan? It's Dan.
This is
slipped down.
Jura Larkinen chasing down Jamie Wilson, who's already passed him, I think. No, or was he? Yeah, he has. Yeah. Oh, there's something going on here. So this is Naveed Hussain going around the outside of David Ayres, or was trying to, and he's going to get this done.
That's David will be loving this.
Yeah. And there you go. That outside line carries a lot of momentum when you've got a skilled pilot at the wheel. I do like that terminology. I've stolen that from you.
You're very welcome, my dear. You're most welcome.
Right.
It was stunning piece of skill, but it takes two, and it takes a lot of trust because that was a lot of core control by David to hold that line through there and let that happen so beautifully. It just unfolded so beautifully, and it's one of the reasons that we love this stuff.
Absolutely. You can see the whole field is still on the same, three straights, four straights maybe, and we're already getting on for halfway through this race. The very first two spots are very hotly contested. The second two are just as equally contested.
I don't think that fog's clearing away, Pete.
No, it's not, is it? Choose a different camera, Pete. There we go. See if this is any nearer. Right, further back, Ben Cullen through on Matt Flannery there.
It's nice to see Matt out here with us.
Yeah, nice to see Ben Cullen back racing again. Otherwise known as Sen Cullen. Nicola Jeffrey on the chat. Yeah, you may think you've nodded off for a bit, but you haven't. It's because Pete, i.e. me, forgot to change the qualifying time to 15 minutes. So they only got 5 minutes qualifying, so we're 10 minutes ahead of schedule.
Sam's paying plenty of attention to Pete, isn't he, still?
He is, yeah. David Danza has now got a recovering and much delayed Stephen Walker passing him on the left-hand side there. Their headlights are still on, so it shows how foggy it is if the headlights are kicking in.
Yes, it doesn't clear. It hasn't cleared at all, as far as I can see.
No, and just behind these guys is super quick Naveed Hussain. Chris Smith. Where's Chris Smith on here? Christopher Smith in the thick of it here with... he's now caught up with and got alongside Jay Corley. And Jay's kind of let him go there, unless he was on some sort of slowdown or something. But this track might suit the Audi on certain points of it, but turning is not one of its favourite things to do, is it?
It's not the most agile on its tyres.
No, it's not.
It's a great big grunty beast, and it's got all kinds of attributes, but that's not one of them.
No, it's not. And he's going to get freight trained by two Pure Sims, Result X Pure Sims cars. Only the one so far. David Danza. Look how fast Naveed caught with him. I mean, David's no slouch.
No.
I think the second race is going to be a bit interesting, because if Naveed picks up 2 more positions, he's going to be on pole. Right, so Stefan.
Oh, this is exciting, Pete. Really, this is jolly exciting.
Yeah, these 3, Stefan, Matthias, and Stephen Walker on a recovery drive. These 3 are catching the 3 in front, and they're all getting caught by Naveed and David Danza behind. So we might have eight people fighting for the reverse pole in a second.
It's just finally starting to split out a little bit.
Yeah.
So, because they were absolutely cheap by Jow tonight.
Stephen Walker loves that outside line of that last corner. He's absolutely hauling ass past people.
I think he's feeling motivated currently.
Yeah. Inspired.
Well, we're not taking any notice at the front, but Pete and Sam and Jamie have been locked together all this time.
I know.
Absolutely locked together, and we haven't seen any chance for anybody to get away.
Right.
This takes some doing to be so locked together. So everybody's struggling. Everybody's absolutely flat out in there. It looks so calm on the outside, but it's not calm inside those cabs.
No, it won't be, and there'll be. The weather's quite warm in the UK, so I think everybody's got a bit of Betty Swallocks going on. Oh, right, that's a different line there from Sam Blees. That was the express line. Alex Savillano says, love how everyone just accepted the fate of Quali and got on with the racing without a word. I think there will be words, but most of them will be, oh, it's Pete screwing it up again. It's a BSTV broadcast. What more can you expect? Right. And he also says he loves this track, and how could you not? I mean, it is a fantastic track.
I agree with him wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
It's become a firm favourite with me.
Yeah.
It's still fairly new to us, isn't it?
It is.
And it's a really a track to relish.
Right.
People look forward to it coming here. I remember people talking about it. And of course, there was all the old memories of the bikes, the MotoGP bikes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great track for MotoGP, isn't it? Absolutely fun. It's so much fun because of these long straights and undulation changes. This battle that I was mentioning could happen is happening. So this is 8 drivers now. Ignore the box on the bottom. It can only hold 7. There's 8 drivers here racing for 11th place. And we're about to see an outside overtake.
Oh.
Now he's going to have the racing line on the inside. You can tell who it is from the paint. Oh, no, he's not going to do it.
No.
So,
that's unfortunate.
It is. We're going to have another look at that because we were on board at the time. Let's see what happens. So he goes right round the outside here. And then when he straightens the car up, not quite on the same wavelength, those 2 cars. He's lost his rear spoiler. Oh, no, he hasn't.
Magically reappeared.
Yeah, so that's what happened there. So he was about 11, 12 places up. He's now 4 places up, and that back end is very, very lively for him.
Yes, he's certainly missing a commodious part of his rear fascia.
Yeah, right. So there's this battle's ensuing at the same time as that, and Jamie Jeffrey doesn't need asking twice. This is the same.
No, this was bound to happen,
Pete. Yeah.
This was bound to happen here.
I think the next turn is another right-hander. Yeah. So Sam has got the optimal position on that one.
This is a bunch of fantastic drivers, and they're absolutely hammer and tongs here.
Yeah. Jamie Jeffrey has gone uber defensive. Literally bolted it to the right-hand side.
Oh,
Spencer.
it wins.
Oh, Spencer's fishtailing under braking. Yeah. Right, so exciting race. Ooh, where's Pete Newman gone? Oh no, he's all right. He's all right. I thought he got it wrong.
Well, I say this is probably quite a pressured situation.
Yes, I would definitely think so.
It can't be comfortable seeing Sam that close to your back bumper.
No.
I'm thinking.
Ooh.
And if he misses, the people behind him aren't likely to. They're all going to take pot shots at you, Pete.
Oh, yeah. Right, then. So, side by side through at least 3 or 4 corners already.
Well, this is amazing driving by the pair of them. So excited. Spencer's just got it.
Yeah.
He's
Spencer,
almost like a force of nature, isn't he?
he is, and that's what staying with it does for you, really, isn't it? You can irritate the other person into giving it up, if you know what I mean. Meanwhile, in another paired race, soon to be 3 or 4 again. Oh, that was nearly contact. Alex on the chat says that was a really good move by Hussein, but unfortunate with the contact. There wasn't much contact.
No, it's very unfortunate. It really was. I was very much enjoying his progress. He was doing a really fine job, and it's been very clean, while really suitably daring.
Yeah. And it says he says I've noticed that the same contact plenty of times now on iRacing, and never saw it so obvious before. Feel like something's changed. It could easily have done. Who knows? Right. So. Back here, Daniel Mills and Jura Larkinen in the Jurassic Park paint for Jura.
Superb.
You're not going to miss it, that's for certain, as these two go into the corner side by side.
Glorious.
Oh, and a little bit of... Oh, that was nice control from Daniel Mills.
Fantastic, Dan.
Yeah.
Well done. Dan impressed me last
with it
week
as well.
very much. He drove beautifully last week.
He did. Excellent performance. I think that's Jura letting him go, is he? Yeah. Or has he got a slowdown? Something's going on. So he's out of the toe there. David Ayres gets a sniff of it, gives him a nudge, stays behind him. Oh, here we go. This is on. 3 for the lead. 4 for the lead.
Oh, crikey.
And we're coming up to white flag. Oh, look at this.
Well, this was bad,
Spencer, what are you doing? Oh, don't go down the middle there.
No, we don't want to ruin this blissful moment. This is awesome.
It is. Ooh.
Like watching
Pete
the red
Newman.
arrows.
He's trying his best to block that
Yes.
apex.
He's doing a very good job of it, but you can't be in 2 cars at once.
No, you can't. Oh, he's going to get a good drive around the outside here, though. And he might be able to hold on to this for just a little bit longer.
Oh, this is how much there is between the guys. This is the thing, isn't it?
There is nothing between them.
There's nothing between them. They're just all superbly skilled, and
Sam
they're all
sailed it in.
capable. They're all capable of getting the absolute best out of their machinery.
Yeah. Gonna have to stay
This
with
is
this
what
camera.
happens.
Look at the state of that. Oh no!
Ah!
Oh, I mean, you couldn't have got a rizzle of paper between them.
Oh,
I don't know how far he's fallen. Where is he?
I hope he's called okay. Come on, Sam.
I can't even find him in the stand. Oh, there he is. So he's running again, but he's not where he needs to be or wants to be. Spencer is, though.
Oh,
As
crikey.
Simon Trendle has just picked up a place as well from Logan McKinsey. And Jamie
Finally,
Jeffrey.
yeah, quietly there, isn't he, Simon?
Yeah.
Quietly, like he did last week as well.
I know. Stealthing the podiums.
What, raking in points, isn't it? Just quietly staying below the radar.
Yeah. And Alex says that's the same contact as we saw earlier,
Yes.
and it hooks the
Yes.
car. Yeah.
It was. I'm wondering about that because that seems like two really soft incidents.
Yeah. And yet we saw the other incident with Daniel Mills, and he was able to pull it round. So I don't know what's going on there. Oh, Logan and Simon Trendle, door to door on the last lap. They're not letting it go easy, are they?
Well, if you can mix it with Simon Trendle, you're some kind of, oh my word, what's happening here?
PVG going very slow. We'll have another look at that. It says he crashed, so we're going to have to figure that one out. Spencer McCarthy.
Oh, we're checker flag.
Victory. Yeah. So some people will have had an excellent race. Some people would have hated me for getting the qualifying wrong. And then other people.
Congratulations to Roger. What was that car? Where are we? Was that? Oh, it's car. It's car.
Yeah. So over the line with a few more cars here.
Oh, Carl finished in front of Sam. Sam came in 9th.
Yeah, here comes Sam Cullen. Where did he end up? 5 up from his start position, but thanks to me, he started very, very low down. Naveed over the line with a very, very broken car. Harry George in his first race with us. Over the line.
Well done.
Absolutely.
And we like your paint.
Yeah.
I love these paint. There's some really great paints out there. This
That
grid
one-
is looking absolutely beautiful.
That one would have been if it had any front end on it. That's Jason
Yeah.
Paddington. Freshly married, he is. He got
Yes,
married
indeed.
today.
Congratulations to Kylie. It's brilliant news, isn't
I
it?
can't believe the rest of the field didn't let him win. Right then. So
He's a winner anyway. He's such a lovely
yeah,
man.
He is. Fantastic bloke. Right then. Oh, that's not the right bit. I want this bit. Do I? There we go. So Spencer McCarthy won our first of tonight's races, the 20-minute sprint race. For Hydro Race Geodesic Racing with Jamie Jeffrey bringing home second place for coupes and convertibles racing. Great result for him. Pete Newman in third. For Result X Pure Sims Esports. He got himself quite a few lead lap points there, 3 maximum, obviously. Logan McKinsey finished 4th for Sim Racing Grid, and Simon Trendle 5th for Team Chimera after their tussle at the end. So Logan coming out on top of that one. Then the podium, actually, for Pro-Am. So Rene Earhart scored the maximum points that he could do. For Cutting Corny TCR team with Martin Shirley in 2nd for RD Simsport and 7th on track. 8th on track and 3rd in class, and a podium is Carl Hardy for Safeguard. So that's a good result, Alan.
Yes, delighted for him. I'm glad he got his car painted this week.
Yeah, there was a bit of drama behind that earlier, but never mind. I sorted it. 9th was Sam Blease after that, pretty much last lap shenanigans for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. White, he is with now. Stephen Walker finished 10th for Spectre 6, and Jay Corley, much delayed Stephen Walker, and Jay Corley finished 11th for Result X Pure Sims Esports. Then we had Christopher Smith for RD Simsport in 12th. Stefan Goebel in 13th for VTS Esports. That's a good finish for Stefan. Matthias Schultz in 14th for TITZ Performance. 15th is Pete Van Gool, PVG, for Result X Pure Sims Esports. After a couple of inexplicables along the way. 16th was David Anza. 17th was Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera, who didn't actually get to put a quali lap in. Roger Morton was 18th for Safeguard by Result. 19th was Daniel Mills for RD Simsport. Jura Larkinen was 20th. David Ayres was 21st, and the first of the AM class drivers over the line for Safeguard by Result. Anthony Hilton was 22nd for Mellow Motorsports and 2nd in class. Ben Cullen finished 23rd for Effect Simulations. Matt Flannery was 3rd in AM and 24th on track for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing with Naveed Hussain, much delayed because of me screwing qualifying, a disconnect and a very unfortunate light contact with somebody else that spun him. In 25th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. And then Harry George in 26th for ICSRG. Chris Dixon in 27th for Work Guard by Result. And Jason Haddington in 28th for Air Smart Racing. And Fiona Siddons in 29th for Work Guard by Result. Right, Lord only knows what I've keyed into this next session. It could be
Who
anything.
knows?
Yeah,
I'm still singing ICSRG.
Are you doing the arm movements as well?
Yes, well,
Yeah.
as far as I can.
Well, yeah.
With my dicky shoulder. I'm doing half an X.
Right, what's this?
Oh, it's that beautiful Chris Dixon car. Tiger stripes in the dawn.
Yeah.
Very nice. Oh, hey, no. Now, where's the fog gone? Unless my eyes deceive me, a lot of the fog's disappeared. It's clearing first.
Yeah,
it was
definitely
sunshine. It was a shadow.
It was. So, don't forget, folks, yes, we have 35% fuel, not 30. Sorry. But we should be expecting everybody to the pits in this one for one scheduled stop.
Here's Roger out, no doubt, warming up and checking out the pit entry.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how familiar everybody will be with this circuit, Pete, to be honest.
I don't know, actually. It's 2 seasons old now, isn't it? For iRacing. People will have raced it in other racing games and sims and things.
We've certainly been there in the Mazdas.
Yeah.
And of course, it was very popular. It made it so popular with us. As you can imagine, it's a lot. I can't imagine any car where this is not great, because I was here in my Ferrari, and that was joyous driving my Ferrari around here. It was joyous driving the MX-5 around here as well.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's anything else but joyous in these wonderful TCRs. It's a very different drive, but as we can see, these cars can be very competitive when they're raced hard.
Yeah, I do like the topography here. It's very dramatic.
Look at this. These cars are gorgeous. Look at this.
I know.
Absolutely beautiful. Once you get them dialed in, they're a joy. You just need to learn them and get them dialed in, and then it's absolutely glorious.
It is. Right, we should be back to normal running, folks. So, once qualifying finally finishes, there we go. We should end up with a grid. So here we go. So the second of tonight's races, as I just select a driver. I don't know why I've chosen that one. He always flashes his bleeding lights. Anyway, let me just do this.
So interesting. I love looking at the front of the grid.
Oh, Pete Van Gool has ended up on pole. So, yeah, he leads us away. Matthias Schult will go off on the front row next to Pete Van Gool. Stefan Goebel will go off on the second row in third, next to Christopher Smith in fourth. Fifth will be Jay Corley. Sixth will be Stephen Walker. Sam Blees will go off seventh. Carl Hardy off eighth. Martin Shirley off ninth. 10th will be Rene Earhart. 11th will be Simon Trendle. Logan McKinsey will go off 12th. 13th will be Pete Newman. 14th will be Jamie Jeffrey. Spencer McCarthy will go off 15th. David Danzer off 16th. 17th will be Jamie Wilson with Roger Morton 18th. 19th will be Daniel Mills. Jura Larkinen off 20th. 21st will be David Ayres. Anthony Hilton will go off 22nd with Ben Cullen off 23rd. Mark Flannery off 24th. 25th will be Naveed Hussain. 26th will be Harry George. 27th will be Chris Dixon. 28th will be Jason Haddington. Don't know why he's not got cans bouncing down the road behind his car, but never mind. And then 29th, Fiona Siddons. Right, let's select our pole man. Get ready for some racing. We will wait, no doubt, for Sam Blees to join the grid, because he's always the last one. Everybody seems very focused.
This is Titanic. I mean, look at the front of this grid.
I know.
There's some very canny drivers there.
Yeah, Naveed's almost got a last to first challenge, so he's got to step carefully through the field this time, knowing that the slightest touch can do that to his car. And we saw it with multiple cars. Yeah, thank you, Pete. We can see you. Oh no, he's set off a chain reaction.
Here's Sam.
Yeah, Sam's joined, so we should be going to the lights now. I'm going to choose to focus on Matthias and try and blot out some of David Ayres flashing in the background. Right, here we go. Lights are coming on. How long will it hold them for? 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is... Someone's burning up their tyres in the background there. And we're away. Ben Cullen, I got a really good launch from back there somewhere. Right, 3 wide already, nearly 4 wide going into the first corner, Alan.
Yes. Can we have just a please get around these first few corners, guys. We know it's intense and close.
Jason,
yeah.
Jason's gone. He's
still
Kylie's
going.
back.
Come on, mate.
Kylie's
Come
back.
on, Jace.
Right, let's see what's going on back here.
I hope his car's okay. That wasn't much of a wedding present.
No, but...
He has got a fast repair though, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, I don't think there was any contact.
That's okay. I thought maybe he got a nudge.
Oh, look at this.
Oh.
Logan and Spencer on the inside there. Spencer's got quite a few places already. Oh, he did do. He's got put back one now.
It's so competitive. Others, of course, trying to do the same thing.
Look at Pete
It
Van
makes
Gool.
perfect sense.
Pete Van Gool's got like 2 seconds lead already.
Right. Master technician is Pete.
Yeah. And that is ominous for him because that's...
Totally focused.
Yeah, that's Sam Blease that's just been released.
Yeah. Yes, well, Sam is a wily old campaigner here and he won't be unaware that Pete's got a bit of pace and he won't want to let him get away.
No, Team Jamie are back together. We saw this a few seasons ago. They were inseparable for a long time and they're both back in the Lantras, so... Ooh! Lots of late braking. Roger doesn't know when to turn in. Renee is on his inside there. And now Renee's on the outside for this one. So he's going to have to fall in, is he? Or is he going to go around the outside? There's grip round there. We saw it before.
Here are those tyres, chaps. You're going to need them later.
Yeah. Take care of your stuff. You've got 40 minutes of this. And you're heavier than normal. Jake Hawley. Jake Hawley, he's a... Flying brick! Oh dear! Can't see it anymore. What's going on?
Oh, his brakes were smoking all the way. It was just
Who's that?
completely...
Oh, there's quite a few.
Oh, goodness me. What's 3 cars?
Yeah, we've gone yellow for a block track. Everybody should form up.
This will give people a chance to get the fast repair, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, a couple of them reset, which is going to get them a penalty.
Oh.
So they shouldn't reset. They should know the rules by now. There won't be any wave rounds. There won't be any black flags cleared. If pit lane is closed, you keep going.
Well, they'll get a towing, won't they?
Well, if they tow, they'll probably get punished for entering a closed pit.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. You've just been wrecked on the circuit. You can't quit back to the pits.
Yep. So that one was a messy one, for sure. I think there was about 7 cars involved in that, if not more.
It certainly looked fairly chaotic, and of course it was on the straight where everybody's going rapid, aren't they?
Yeah. So it started here. So let's do an autopsy of this, folks. So Jay got well out of shape. Don't know what the hell happened to his car snapping like that. He's then gone across. I don't know whether he's holding his brakes or not. He's absolutely mullered another car there, which took out yet more. So that was how that happened. Dan Mills was further up there. Ura doesn't know that his steering snapped. And Jay limps away. Roger Morton was in it. Kylie managed to thread the way through it. I think there was other cars also involved. Oh no!
Yes, there was definitely
Fiona did not get through it. She's crabbing down the road.
There was,
but Fiona
3 quits back, didn't they? And so
yeah,
she was an extra one.
Yeah, there was more than that. So Renee got caught in it. Jay started it. Jura Larkinen was in it. And then we had...
Dan Mills. Oh, it's such a shame.
Yeah, Daniel Mills, Jura Larkinen, and a couple of others. Roger Morton. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
So,
yes, that was a costly old conurbation.
It really was. Renee says, well, no chance to see you next week. Nice race for the rest. Yeah, sorry about that. That was a bit brutal. They do have a fast repair, folks. So Pete Van Gool will be the annoyed one, I think, because he had a 2-second gap over Samblees, which is now going to be it's going to be no seconds at all. Let's see who's in the pits. So Roger's just entered the pits. He'll have entered under without it being closed to him, I think, because there's nobody around it. Jay's in there getting, well, he's on towing at the minute. So I think the only one that got round on his under his own fuel was either Renee or Roger. Dan Mills, Jura. So we shall wait for them to form back up again.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Yes, we do have a fast repair, Alex. So Renee could rejoin, but it depends whether he wants to, because he'll probably end up a lap down.
Was discouraged.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it was a big hit, wasn't
it? Yes, you couldn't understand it, and it was at that time of the race, just when everyone was absolutely full of adrenaline and ready to go.
Some please. Let's have another look at it, but from outside. So comes around the corner hot. Car does a weird thing of snapping both ways. Everybody fans out, and then everybody gets smashed at the back. And it carries on further forward as well. So that's where Roger got collected, or collected the rest of them. So.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah.
There's a lot of afters to that, wasn't there? It was
there
bad
really
enough.
was. Yeah.
It was bad enough the spin that Jay had, but then there was an awful lot of afters. We could have done without that.
Yeah. Right, so Ben Cullen says still got 3 or 4 minutes of tow time, so there will be laps down, yeah. Fair enough. It's a big track, isn't it? So, bigger the track, the more time you spend in tow. And you were just over the line as well, so that's even worse. Right. Where are the big movers in this? Assembly's up 5 positions. Stephen Walker up 3. Anthony Hilton up 6. Ben Cullen's up 6. Navid's up 7. Harry George, new driver to us, up 7 places after all that. Matt Flannery up 4. Chris Dixon up 5. Fiona up 6. Yeah, even Jason Haddington, even though he's had a spin and he's had an off and he managed to avoid everybody, he's up 4 places. I think lights have just gone out on the pace car. Let's try and see if I can find the pace car.
Well, it would be nice to get back to racing.
It really would.
After catastrophe.
Yeah. So I think this will be the last lap underneath yellows.
I feel sorry for Jay because I would have liked to have been in that car.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Poor man. You don't want to be causing that kind of disarray in a race. I bet it feels awful.
Yeah. Where is he anyway? Still towing back.
Still in the pits.
Oh, we've got cars leaving now. Daniel Mills, he's returning to the racing circuit. And Jura Larkinen as well. So you don't know what else is going to happen. So I think it's more than worth continuing.
No, absolutely. It's still early days, and this is a very beautiful circuit.
1 more minute of towing. Good grief. Huge
okay, so Jay's on the move as well.
Yeah.
Come on, Jay. Get that car fixed.
I just can't believe the behaviour of the car. It's fairly inexplicable. So he got 1 twitch left, then his car just absolutely snapped to the right. And then we caught lots of cars in the melee. Oh, and then a pinball effect further down the field. You can see it there on your screen.
Yes. That was
Thanks for that, Ben, by the way, on the chat. Alright, we should go green.
Okay, so Pete will be on his toes here.
Yeah. So there's a few people. David Ayres has not moved forward or backwards in all that. I think he had to take evasive action, so any positions he would have gained, he then lost again, trying to keep out of the mess. And likewise, Martin Shirley kept out of everybody's way.
David had a good result in the first race.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Not easy because he wasn't here last week, and Anthony was dominant. And
Jay
I
Corley
can imagine there's going to be yes, Jay's joined us.
He has. He's laps down, but hopefully he can still get some decent racing in.
This is the AM category is really an interesting bunch of drivers at the moment.
Oh, that's a good point from Tony Walker. He said it'll be cold rear tyres on lap 1.
Just what we need. Where's Tony anyway?
Yeah, he's not racing this season. I'm not sure why.
Well, that's it. No, he did so well, didn't he? He's been.
I know.
He had a brilliant couple of seasons. It's been a joy to watch. So I think it's probably earned a break.
I hope we're not going for another lap. I think we are, you know.
Oh goodness! Come on, matey.
Really?
Is he on piece work or
He
something?
must be. I think the driver of the pace car is getting paid by the mile. Yeah, I think Alex is right on the chat. I think everybody has had the opportunity. Oh, right, yeah. We're on...
People are going.
yeah, they'll get waved round. They'll get waved round. So once these cars have passed, the lights are
This is
already
good
out.
news. Well, come on, make the most of this.
Yeah, get round the track, boys.
So that will actually.
Yeah,
will help
we're
them
going to have...
a lap back.
Yeah, we're going to have maybe 25 minutes of fast racing, so I think it'll still be exciting eventually, but this is eye-pacing. I certainly didn't expect it to be this many laps behind the pace car, but there you go. Ben Cullen has just reminded me that I used to be called Princess Pete, so thank you for that, Send.
Yes, remember it with some affection. And a very fine livery to go with the appellation.
Well, let's hope.
So this is a spectacular group of cars. It does
is.
seem like the mist is closing in again. I
does,
there's
doesn't
earlier, some sun earlier, but
No, that's definitely
this
getting
is
foggy.
definitely getting foggy again.
We'll blame that on the crash, shall we?
I'm blaming it on something.
Yeah.
Dracula. I'm going to blame it on Dracula.
Right, where are these cars that are trying to catch up? Have we got a track map? Yes, we do. So they've got 2/3 of a lap to catch up. I think they'll do it though. They're at full pace, aren't they? So
Yes.
this will put them back on the lead lap. This will probably
Yes.
Daniel Mills the fastest lap of the race.
It won't be great if they can restore the lead laps, and they will as soon as they cross the start finish, won't they?
Yeah.
That will restore them, so that's going to happen anyway, which is
What?
good news.
How on earth? How on earth? What is going on here? Oh no, okay. So if for some reason, oh yeah, oh no, oh dear. So Jason Haddington has clipped and broken. Who is that? Chris Dixon's car.
Are you sure that's Chris Dixon? Isn't that Fee?
No. that's-
Orange wheels.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Chris
it
Dixon's
is.
on the right.
Yeah. So I think he's broken Fiona's car. Yes, broken Fiona's car. So I think there'll be some swearing there. She's had to reset to the pits.
Oh crikey, just got going again.
Ben Cullen says he's still got the picture, and he's referring to me as Princess Pete.
Princess Pete.
I don't want to know what he does with that picture. I'll just point that out.
Well, he's pasted it in Discord, I expect.
I think he's done more than that. Technically, he's still registered with BSTV as a racer. But he's got some new friends now over at, what are they called? I can't remember. Electric something or other. Just a minute, let me find him. Effect Stimulations.
Wow.
He's got a picture of me, so it must be Effect Stimulations. Right,
I
and
like
Pete Van Gool has gone.
Hello, here we go, and Pete is off on his toes.
He is. And we are green. Oh, that was somebody stepping out in the background there. Who is that? Spencer? Yeah.
Well, these boys will be looking to make some early progress.
Yeah, but they'll have to remember, as Tony Walker has pointed out, that those rear tyres will want to swap with the fronts quite quickly. They are all experienced racers. That's very close between Spencer and Logan.
Yes. They look very close to the breaking away point as well.
Yes. Right, who's at the front at the minute? Still Pete Van Gool. He's controlled the restart well.
Bit of nudging.
Nudging's okay as long as it doesn't turn into crashing. Oh,
Yeah.
Logan's gone hot into there, has he? No. It's a nice move, actually. Oh, or is it? Still side by side with Spencer.
Very good driver is Logan.
Yes, he is.
And he's fitting in very nicely with this whole crew of pirates.
Yeah, he's a very capable racer. You can tell by the behaviour of his car and the amount of control he has of it. So, behind this little crew is Jamie Jeffrey and Jamie Wilson, Team Jamie. Then we've got David Danzer in the blue and yellow machine. And then we've got Sen Cullen, Naveed Hussain, a little gap back to Anthony Hilton, who's doing a great job at the top of the AM class.
Yes, he's been doing some fine drives.
Yep, Naveed on another first challenge, second of the race night. Right, so Sam Blease finds himself towards the front of the field again. Gets a really nice toe leading on to the start-finish straight. Let's see how much rear wing he's got on it. None at all, looking at that.
Crikey. Yes, that was all on the acceleration of the car.
It was.
That was serious. I imagine he's got a fairly edgy setup in there.
Where's Carl Hardy? He's just taking a position away from Stefan. So Silas has got the voodoo doll out of the pie. He's busy stabbing it now.
Fixed position. Come along now.
Oh my
Stefan's
God!
doing great.
How is Ben Cullen typing whilst driving and typing such horrific things as well?
He's gifted.
There's nothing gifted about that. So Simon Trendle and Martin
Wow,
Shirley.
that was very sweet, wasn't it?
Yeah, Stefan trying to keep out of the way.
Steph, come on. Oh,
To get in and
he's look at his hair. He's right in the midst of it. Look at him sensibly, just staying out of the way, and no, he knows who to pick a fight with.
Right, what's going on up front here? So Stephen Walker is now caught up with Pete Van Gool. Stephen's gone the direct route into this double right-hander. It is effective in the right car.
Well, Stephen hasn't been hanging around tonight, has he, at all?
No, he came unstuck in that first race with a car contact. In fact, we had 3 car contacts that were very over-dramatic from the iRacing gods.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah. So the Audis find themselves on the same bit of tarmac. So Anthony Hilton passing Stefan. Hopefully Stefan's not injured. He's pulling over.
Oh, no, there's something wrong there, isn't there?
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know what it is, but...
Oh,
Matt Flannery off track.
Oh, crikey.
But he's off track on his
Come
own.
on, Matt. At least his car's okay.
At least I think he's on his own. Let's have a look. I don't believe there was any contact. No, he's got the corner on. It may have happened before that, actually.
No, he's fine though. His car's okay.
Seems to be.
But I hope that wasn't them coming together just then, was it?
Oh, I don't know.
It does look like it.
It would have been a crash if it was, and it would have registered on
it would have
SDK.
registered.
Yeah. Mark Draper on the chat. Heavy hits in this league. Heavy hitters, I think he's got. I can't quite see because the little emoji thing's in the way. Yes, we've got some very eye-wateringly high I-rated people in this league at the minute. Sam Blease is one of them, and he's gapped everybody else at the minute by 1.1 seconds. Second in line is Stephen Walker. You can see it there. Pete Van Gool, our pole man, is in third.
He's hanging on to his third position. He's going to do very well to keep there because it's some of the cream of the crop has got by Pete's still very well positioned here, and he's still got a lot of skin in this game. There's no shame in getting past by Steve and Sam, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely right. Oh, wow. Okay, so Carl Hardy was mega wide around that last corner, and he's just invited Simon Trendle and Spencer onto the rear of his car.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Captain.
He's got a weird line into that corner as well. What's going on?
It's the pie line.
Stefan's gone to pit road.
Oh.
And parked it.
Oh, no.
I think he has anyway. He's definitely in there.
Oh, that's... Well, that's... He must have something. He must have some kind of damage or some reason. He wouldn't do that without a cause.
Shane Newport on the chat says, come on, Jamie Jeffrey.
Yes, Jamie did very well in the first race.
He did.
But it was, you know, it's
Rodian
a tough
boy.
race being placed into the middle of this pack.
That's Fiona
Start of the
rejoining.
second race,
Yeah.
it is.
Fiona picking a place to get going, and she's done that very well. That's nice.
But Jamie's hanging in, and it's not so easy.
Jamie Wilson.
Surviving very nicely, thank you.
Yeah, and Jamie Wilson trying to stay with Naveed through these corners as they try and catch that pack ahead of them. That moves Naveed into 13th place.
It's a heck of a wheel if you can stay on it, Pete.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, this is a bit tight round here. Look at this lot. Good grief.
All the room in the world.
So I think Pete Van Gool heads up this queue. He does. And it is 10 cars deep. 11 cars deep.
Look at the gap that Sam and Stephen have pulled out.
Yes. It's a bit tidy. They're not letting
Green
each other go,
second.
though, so...
Well, these two are old campaigners, are they not? And they know each other inside out.
I think between them, they've got about 6 championships.
Yes, and they love racing together. They will absolutely push the limits of everything that's possible and extract the most performance out of those cars that it's possible to get. And it's
Simon
a
Trendle.
gorgeous thing.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move from Simon Trendle.
Simon is red hot tonight.
Isn't he?
Just quietly, he's been hoovering people up.
Yeah.
He scored a lot of points out of that first race when a lot of people who he was in contention with were really struggling, and there was carnage all around him. But he came through that, and he scored significant points, and I can see him doing the same in this race.
Yeah. Matthias Schultz gone to pit road. I don't think anybody will need a pit stop, given the fact that we were behind the pace car for so long. Oh, that's contact.
Oh,
And that's
well, that was
sausage curb as well.
That was okay, wasn't it? We
Got
saw
away with it.
an appropriate reaction from the cars and everything.
Yeah,
It didn't seem overstated in any way.
No.
So,
That looked like the car was actually a bit robust, which is
Yes.
unbelievable. It's not what we saw in the first race at all. But this is getting hot now. Who's that? Is that Pete Newman? Having a look to make it 3 wide then. Must be mad.
well, these corners are very tasty.
Simon Trendle trying to move Christopher Smith over. And he's done it.
Of course, there's so much.
Carl Hardy
There'll
having
be
a look.
late braking contests going on, Pete.
Yeah,
Everybody was trying to outbrake everybody else.
this is
And
incredible
when you're
racing.
such close quarters, wow, it makes
Spencer.
for hair-raising racing.
Yeah, Spencer trying to get around on the inside there, but the next turn was against him. He's going to try and go around the outside. Carl Hardy and he making a race of it.
Paul won't want to give way, but he won't defend crazily. He's very well aware that Spencer's got the edge.
Yeah, I think there's a few zero
But,
contacts.
he's in a
Pete
tasty
Newman.
sandwich at the moment, is my captain. That's crikey.
Where the hell did Naveed come from? So he was like 2 seconds behind a minute ago, but... So Jamie Jeffrey looks like he's got front right damage. From my camera anyway. Has he? No, I'm making it up. Oh no, he has. Yeah, he's got front right damage. Don't know how much front right damage. I think that's whatever affected Pete Newman a minute ago, because there was definite Pete Newman sidewaysage. Oh, here we go. Oh, Stephen Walker trying to get the lead.
Well,
I mean, he's going to
It's
get...
what we expect from these two.
It
They
is.
will absolutely go at it. Cats and dogs, hammers and tongs, you name it. They will absolutely go to the limits of what you can do with that machinery, and it's a joy to behold, to be honest.
Yeah, we're still 11 cars deep for, what is this? 4th place.
Now, Pete's doing a tremendous job there. He's still managing to hold on to it comfortably onto his podium spot at the moment.
Carl Hardy losing a place there to Logan.
Look at this lot chasing him. They're like a baying pack of hounds.
I know.
And there's poor Pete in the front, fleeing for all his Dutch soul is worth. And this look hungry, don't they? This lot look hungry. That's a voracious looking pack to me.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
side by side nearly. Oh, dear.
Mind your tyres, boys.
Yeah, I don't think they're bothered with tyres now because they know they can get to the end.
Yes, but if one of them overheats them, that's going to give the game away.
Yeah. So
we know how that happens so quickly, doesn't it? These we keep hearing about tyres overheating and causing all kinds of problems.
Yeah, Carl Hardy took the right action there. Carl Hardy takes it wide and then blocks on the next corner. That's perfect. Little nudge.
Very mature, sensible driving, skillful driving by my captain. It's not the kind he always does.
Right, and Martin Shirley thinks he's going to get a double toe down here, and he is doing. Don't know how effective that is these days, but he's certainly trying to make the most of that at the moment. Naveed takes a very wide, sweeping entry into that first corner in order to carry more speed. Didn't do him any good that time round, but Jamie Jeffrey rather on the back of this group, ready to pounce and take positions as these two almost pushing each other around the track at the moment.
The competition, see how close you can actually drive to the chap. It's like
300 0X's in one race. Oh,
it's like one of those time gaps.
Silas has explained what happened to Stefan. Stefan's brake pedal is stuck.
Oh, well, at least that's an explainable thing and unfortunate, but we can live with that. It wasn't something terribly unlucky on the circuit.
Oh, Logan down the inside here. That's a really nice move. Very opportunistic on Christopher Smith there. But Christopher's fighting this. He's going to get the optimal line into this next corner, but he's early on the brakes and he's letting two cars go. Probably a sensible option. Pete Newman forced out wide to get round there. Carl Hardy.
Oh, trying to follow them through, of course. It's
opportunistic.
It's an old favourite trick, and it works quite often.
I mean, Hardy Simsport are getting some good footage tonight. Cameras are on them pretty much all the time. And more going on back here with Ben Cullen and David Danza. David Danza in the blue and yellow car. Ben Cullen in the effects simulations car.
Not drives I've seen an awful lot of on the track, so it's exciting for me to see these guys going at it. Oh, hello.
Side by side through that corner at least. And Stephen lets... it did look like he'd let him go, but he was offline, so maybe not. I don't know. Pete Van Gool in the background is slowly getting hauled in now.
Yes.
And the gap...
Well, there's a kind of inevitability about it, isn't there, when you've got Simon and Spencer.
Yeah.
Logan, who's turning out to be unfeasibly quick.
Yeah, he's fast, that Logan. That was a nice overtake from Naveed again.
Now he's having a bit of better of a go of it this time, I'm glad to say.
Yeah.
When you've got drivers of this kind of talent out there, you really want to be able to enjoy watching them race.
Yeah, the two RD Simsport cars have found each other now. That's the Audi and the Civic that we're looking at, pink and black cars. Is that pink? We'll call it magenta, shall we? Or
yes. It's not pink, really, is it?
No. It's nice shade.
It's got a bit, yes, that's a very nice shade. It's not maroon. You're right. It is a nice shade.
Right then, so these two, making a race of it. Careful.
Not giving each other any room there, were they?
Oh,
Oh, goodness. Oh, crikey. Hold on.
3 wide behind them out. 3 wide,
Goodness gracious.
2 wide.
You get very cosy, chaps.
Yeah, very.
Now, here's Jamie. They're eating this sandwich here. Now, these chaps have been remarkably swift.
Yes, they have. Jamie Jeffrey is having a look. Excuse me. But trying to get enough toe to get through on the first corner, but he's too far back in my opinion. I think he's too far back in his own opinion. He's not doing
Yes, and I
anything
think
with
he's
it.
got quite a task getting past them. I think they won't give it up easily.
No, a whole 10 minutes still to go, folks. So that time under the pace car hasn't really affected my enjoyment of the racing. It's still pretty cut and thrust.
But it's very cut and thrust.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's more thrust than cut at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know why those windscreen wipers are going on Christopher Smith's Honda.
It's wiping sweat off his face.
Hopefully other people saw that and I'm not just imagining it. Right, what's going on back here? Jason, under pressure now from Matthias Schult.
Ooh.
And that is a recovering Jay Corley. Right there.
That's very harmonious paint, these three purple. Very nice, harmonious colour scheme.
Yeah.
Purple's obviously in at the moment, I'm glad to say.
Mm.
I'm fond of purple myself.
Yeah, I like purple. That's,
But yeah, I won't inflict my purple loon pants on you.
Oh, right. I think by the sound of what Ben Cullen put in the chat before, I think he'd probably like to see a picture of that. Seems to get there.
Got a beautiful purple moleskin waistcoat.
Have you really?
Admire. Oh,
Nice.
indeed. I'll send you a photo.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. So, Spencer McCarthy and Simon Trendle, no strangers to racing one another at all. I'm sure Simon just twitched the car to see if Spencer would go, but Spencer's pulling alongside now. And that is Pete Van Gool. He's got a ringside seat for this one.
Yes.
Spencer goes
Of course,
through, but
they're old,
oh, that was a lot of curb, Simon.
There's been a lot of contests between these two drivers in the past.
Yes, there has.
Over a number of seasons. They're very familiar with it. Oh, hello.
There's Logan. He didn't need inviting. Neither did Pete Newman.
Oh, crikey. Where did they get the pace from to do that, Pete?
Dunno.
How did they do that?
They need to sell me some.
Oh, they just come out of
Buy it.
nowhere and they just, you're going as fast as you possibly can and they just go past you like you're not even moving.
Yeah, Jamie Jeffrey trying to go around the outside on the hairpin.
Well, I told
It's a
you,
long journey.
Jamie's going to have his work cut out to get the two of these two. They drive together
Yeah,
like this. They were linking up last week.
they were, weren't they?
It's a smart
Yeah,
move.
It is.
It is.
Team driving. You don't see much of it.
Yes. No, but it's very smart because they're holding back a driver who's potentially quicker than they are.
Mm.
I'm not saying there's a lot in it, to be honest, because they've actually shown that they've really got substantial pace, the pair of them. Even though I don't know them well, but I certainly enjoy their driving. They've been really quite spectacular. They did great last week, and they're doing great this week.
Yeah, Pete Van Gool flashing his lights. Don't know whether he was issuing some sort of displeasure or not. Let's have a look, see what happened. So, actually, that's very, very nice.
No.
Yeah, that's actually perfect.
Actually, oh,
Yeah,
he's probably just saying thank you then.
yeah, maybe, or
That would be an admiring flash.
yeah. Chris Dixon getting keeping out of the way of Jay Corley and Matthias Schult. Right, so at the very front, Stephen Walker.
For the moment, it's
Let's have a
kind
look
of a movable feature of those two, isn't it,
It
currently?
seems to be. This is how the lead changed a minute ago again. Oh,
on the brakes at the end of the straight.
So Stephen's going to take the lead, so he's going to go around the outside here. Yep, sailed it round the outside and then got back onto line. Very nice. Very nice.
He must have been late. He carried some pace through there, didn't he?
Yeah, Anthony Hilton here with Daniel Mills for company. Anthony is the AM leader at the moment. David Ayres is not that far behind him. He's just coming around that hairpin that they've just passed through. So.
Oh, yes. Well, this is a serious competition between these two.
It is.
When David wasn't here, Anthony dominated the category. But David's back, and he obviously is trying to impress as the reigning champion. He wants everybody to know that he's the man to beat, and so he'll be hot on the trail. Indeed, Anthony needs eyes in the back of his head because David will be trying very hard to catch up with him and get past him. It's a very serious contest. It is. This is another one. These guys are absolutely involved in the championship in a very real way. Every point counts for these chaps.
And we didn't see this one. We didn't see Send going past David Danza, so we'll have a look at that. Oh, he's going to get him on the brakes at the end of the straight, or is he going to do it before the end of the straight? You got a really good drive in that Honda.
Well, he's got enough. He had half a car length before they even got there. So,
brilliant.
Comfortable.
Yeah, you'd take that every day, wouldn't you? Outpacing another car on a straight as long as that. So, this is the fight for third place, yeah. So that's Spencer, who's the proud owner of third place at the moment, with Simon Trendle right behind him. Then the small gap to Logan and Pete Newman, who have been together. But they've both been caught now by Naveed Hussain, who is 18.
Yes.
18 places he's taken.
Yes, and how beautifully done without... because this is seriously good driving to take like 18 places around here with everybody going flat out. This is a fast circuit. Everybody's going quick.
Yeah.
To go past them, you've got to go even quicker than quick. So,
absolutely. So
and he's had to do that cleanly through this lot, and that's not easy. Well done to him.
Matthias Schultz and Matt Flannery have had a really good battle for quite a long time here. But now they've been caught by Jay Corley on a recovery drive after whatever happened with his car on that exit of the last turn on the first lap.
It's not been his night tonight, has it, poor Jay?
Really hasn't, no. Oh, I thought he'd gone off track then. Don't know why. Should have just waited.
But he's still out there kicking ass, so
yeah,
good on him, and it'll certainly give the guys in front of him something to think about.
Yeah, Logan has suddenly stretched his legs away from Pete Newman. There's a good 1 point something seconds there, or there was.
Well, unless Pete made a short error, because it looked like Mr. Hussain is going to got right close to him as well at the same time. So I'm just wondering if he'd had a bad entry to a corner or something.
Maybe.
He lost ground somewhere.
A couple of cars to pit road. Jake Corley is one of them, and Anthony Hilton is the other. Can only assume that that's for fuel. I wouldn't have thought that I needed it though, unless they thought they were on 30%.
They wouldn't stop for fuel at this time in the race unless they absolutely had to. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, there's a few cars dropping in.
So they're all running out of fuel. This will be the safety car laps, of course. Nobody would have known quite how to do it, and
yeah, potentially.
Yeah. Oh wow, this could be crucial, couldn't it?
Yeah, even at 30% fuel, they'd have still been able to have enough fuel to get to the end with the safety car laps underneath them, because it shaved off about 8 minutes of the race, and we usually see cars in on lap 5.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's all about.
Oh, well, no doubt we shall find out.
No doubt.
No doubt. All will be revealed in due course.
Oh, Carl Hardy putting pressure on sister teammate Pete Van Gool now. Oh, and is he peeling off to the pits as well? Yeah, Carl Hardy to pit road. White flag.
Well, he's exhausted his pies.
Yeah, last lap. Oh, I know why, because they're extending the race by 1 lap. They got over the line just in time, these two, to throw another lap at it.
Oh.
And I think that's what's catching some of them out. Just the odd one, but...
Oh, crikey.
Yeah.
Yes, that wouldn't surprise me. This is the night for something like that to happen.
They got over the line with 2 seconds to clear.
And this lot haven't had the fuel.
Jamie
Some of them
Jeffrey.
haven't had the fuel.
Yeah.
No, Jamie seems to
look
me to
at
have been
that.
quite stalled. Well, he's doing better now.
Yeah.
Finally managed to make
got
some ground. It took him a long while to get past those two, didn't it?
Yeah, he's got right front damage for sure, because you can see his front right tyre when he's head on, and he shouldn't be able to see that.
Oh, yeah. No. Just shows you.
Yeah.
Those two are really good drivers. They've proved that they lack nothing in pace, and Jamie managed to get past them with a busted car.
Yeah.
That's pretty good going, my man.
This is quite a mob coming around these corners. Stephen Walker.
Oh, it's coming on the inside here. The people, I hope people
lifting him out of the
realise.
corner.
Oof.
Every position's worth the point. Stephen Walker entering into the final corner. And exiting the final corner in the lead by quite a
Oh,
way.
crikey, he's made a gap.
Yeah. Hopefully this won't end in some form of tears as Pete Newman takes the outside line. This is going to be a drag racing line. We're going to stay with this. Oh, and Naveed got it just ahead of him. So there wasn't much in that in the end.
Oh, exciting racing.
That was what 0.08 of a second looked like.
And look here, there's just shows you how close it was with Jamie and how well they were driving. That Jamie was having to fight with them at this stage of the race. That's great performance by those guys.
Certainly was. Phew-wee. Right. Still
Well,
got-
that race turned up all kinds of horrors and delights. What a
It
mixed
did, yeah.
bag.
We had great racing at Portimao last time. This is we've had some great racing, but we've had some drama in this pair of
Yes.
races. Some of it caused by me, but we'll skip over that as much as possible.
We could have done without the on-track drama because
Yeah.
it's cost us slightly. It does knock some of that first race wasn't helped, and this wasn't helped.
No,
Hey.
I think it was about a sixth of the cars that were. What are you doing,
Oh,
Jake?
hello.
Holy. They're not over the line yet. You're probably going to pick up incident
Oh, I hope
points for that. Nice stylish bit of sideways sliding there. Harry George in the background over the line. Nice.
Well, I'm
clean,
glad these
tidy
lads
car.
have got home, and is that Fee parked in the pit lane there?
Oh, let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know why. She's over the line. Odd.
Oh, she's gone.
Yep. Right then. So that was quite a dramatic race.
Oh, what a
Maybe
night!
the wrong reasons. I don't know.
Well, yes. Crikey.
Let me go and find the start of this race, and then we can get on with having a look at the finishing order. Right. So let's move to somewhere here. And do a bit of this, and do a bit of this, and click that, but not yet, because I want to see this. There we go, right. Everything's ready.
Brilliant.
So,
You're
I
brilliant
mean,
at this.
look at that.
Yes.
The yellow numbers denote previous champions. So, all 4 of the top spots.
Good grief. That's amazing, isn't it?
It
Really.
is, yeah. Very.
Is that the cream right into the top? Do you think?
I think it has to be, doesn't it? Really.
But when you consider the performance of the other drivers tonight, there's there's an awful lot of cream in that bucket,
Mm.
dear Liza.
So we've got Stephen Walker taking all the plaudits in that second race for Spectre 6. Great drive, fantastic overtake that we saw for the lead, and deserves every minute of it. I wonder how much of that he's going to put down to luck. Sam Blees gets second place for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White, and his sister teammate now, Spencer McCarthy, for Hydro Race Geodesic, takes the bottom step of the podium. Simon Trendle fought for everything there, to be honest, and ended up with fourth place for Team Chimera, with Logan McKinsey right behind him for Sim Racing Grid. Only half a second between those two in the end. But even closer still was the fight between Naveed Hussain at the end for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White and Pete Newman for Result X Pure Sims Esports. That went right to the line. Nothing of a second really separated them two at the end, and Naveed up 19 positions from the start. Pete Newman finished 7th for. Oh, we've done that one, haven't we? Never mind. I'll come back. Shall we get a better commentator for you next week?
No, I know. I like the one I've got here.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He's no trouble. He's low maintenance.
Pete Van Gul finished top Pro-Am driver, for Result X Pure Sims Esports.
Fantastic drive.
Brilliant, yeah. Stayed at that top spot for a while, and gapped the field at first. I think he was probably the most disappointed person about the yellow flag. Then Jamie Jeffrey finished 9th for Coupes and Convertibles Racing. Martin Shirley finished in 10th and second in Pro-Am class for RD Simsport. And a good night for RD Simsport with his teammate Christopher Smith following him home 3rd in class and 11th on track. Then Jamie Wilson was 12th for Team Chimera with Ben Cullen for Effect Simulations in 13th. David Danzer in 14th. Daniel Mills in 15th for RD Simsport. So they have had a good night in that Pro-Am series. Jura Larkinen in 16th. Carl Hardy in 17th for Safeguard by Result, with Matthias Schultz in 18th for TITZ Performance. Click that. Where was I? There. Matt Flannery finished top of the pile in AM class. Good to see him back to high scoring ways. In 19th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, with Chris Dixon in 20th and second in class for Work Guard. That's a really good performance, isn't it?
Yes, fantastic drive by Chris.
Yeah, David Ayres, 21st, somewhat delayed from taking damage in that crash at the start for Safeguard by Result, and Jay Corley, who we saw going sideways over the line, had the most dramatic race I've seen from anyone for ages. For Result X Pure Sims Esports, I'll get that team right one day. Harry George finished 23rd for ICSRG. It's not as easy as you think to say that.
ICSRG.
There's Alan doing his shapes again.
There you go.
24th was Kylie, who did spin today for Air Smart Racing. But he'll be happier about other things, I'm sure, seeing as it's his wedding day. Anthony Hilton finished 25th for Mellow Motorsports, with Fiona finishing 26th for Work Guard. Stefan with a broken brake pedal in 27th for VTS Esports. Roger Morton in 28th for Safeguard, 14 laps down.
Yeah, it's disappointing for these lads.
Yeah, it is. And then Rene Earhart for Green Corney TCR team, 29th, caught up in that crash at the start. Did not choose to continue.
Unlucky. It isn't nice to lose cars out of the race, is it? We do miss them. It does matter to us when people don't manage to finish the races. It's a sad sight to see that, but they'll all be back next week and competing hard again.
Yeah,
this was a heck of a night.
It was a very dramatic night. Okay, so we shall start with some interviews, should we?
Okay.
Let's do this.
I'm gonna drink some of my scotch.
Yeah, you get on with your scotch. Don't want your scotch to get warm or cold. I don't know. Good evening to you, Spencer McCarthy.
Good evening.
Well, hello.
Well, that was a night full of nonsense and drama, wasn't it? The nonsense was from me, and the drama was from everything else on the track.
Well, we had to think on our feet tonight, didn't we? It was it was one of those. Yeah, you don't know what you're going to do. We're just going to present you something. It's like an IQ test. It was like.
Yeah, Mensa have turned up. And hired me to.
Factor.
Yeah. Figure this out, boys.
Absolutely.
How many laps are you doing? Don't know. How much fuel you got on board? Not really sure.
when Sam said, like, I don't know what he said in quali, but he was like, oh yeah, we've got a bit too much fuel or something. I was like, what? And it was like, oh, we've got 5 minute quali. I was like, okay then. So just one lap, and then yeah, and then it was just a bit of a melee. It's like, oh man, really? Yeah. But I think people got it quite quick, and the people that just realised, I think there was a lot of people that got a lap in.
Yeah, there was nearly the whole field. There was only 4 of them.
Yeah.
That didn't.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. And it gave us a decent order. So yeah, no worries there. And that first race, Jesus, that was mega.
That was insane, absolutely insane. And you managed to claw your way to the top and get and keep it.
How I got there, you know what I mean? It was I didn't deserve it really. I don't think I had the pace on Pete. I think Pete was mega.
Yeah, Pete was good,
all night.
Yeah.
I think maybe towards the end of that second one he kind of kicked his tyres a bit, or it was maybe over defending or whatever. But I think he was up against some serious competition tonight. So hats off to him. And he pulled a blinder. He did really well. But yeah, that melee. And who else was it in the 4 at the front? Was it Logan?
Logan.
On the first race. Yeah. And it was mad. I think I might have had a 10th on Logan just about, but I kept on not getting the run out the last corner, and at one point when we were 3 wide going down the start finish straight, going onto the last lap.
We were watching it, and we tensed everything that we could.
Yeah, I was just getting eaten alive. I went into that onto that start finish straight, pretty much leading, and then was like, oh, okay, fine, bye everyone.
Yeah, we had an Alt F4 race around Spa once. It was the funniest broadcast I've ever done, and every single lap of the race, I think, we had a different leader by the end of the Kemmel Straight. This was a bit similar to that. It was like, just throw the bones on the table and figure out who's going to lead this lap. It was brilliant to watch, and again, sorry to everybody for me gooning the setup of the session. I'll pay more attention next time, or I won't. Right, and then we can just have a lottery every single race. Oh, look at this! Qualifying's now 40 minutes.
Did you know what was going on with us? So you must have thrown the yellow.
I threw the yellow.
Yeah, but you weren't in communication. Well, obviously, I don't think you were in communication with Sam.
No.
Because we were just going, right, well, what do we do? What do we do? And it was like, we're trying to let people kind of unlap themselves and stuff. And I think we made the right decisions at the time, but it was a little bit,
We're about to see the crash in slow motion. It was proper messy. I don't know whether you've managed to see it, but
no, I haven't. Yeah, I'll catch it on the broadcast later. But I saw it in my mirrors. I was like, I came up to Jay sideways.
Yes.
Going down the start finish straight, and I'm like 3 cars back, and I'm slightly unsighted, but I could see him sideways, and I'm like, is he going left? Is he going right? It's one of them. It was like, I'm just going to follow the guys ahead, because if one of them hits him, they'll probably hit him out of the way. It'll be one of those Days of Thunder moments.
It really was.
Good
description.
Very messy.
Yeah, pick left, and he obviously had his foot on the brakes, but it's hard on these cars because the ABS kicks in, and you carry on rolling. So you can't actually stay still. So, but it managed to stay still long enough. But then obviously once I got past him, yes, there was some melee.
It was good fun melee though. Who were you tracking for a while? Were you tracking Simon, or were you tracking? You were tracking Pete, of course you were.
Pete and Logan, because I got him obviously at the end of that first race, and then it was like, right, well I'm now 15th, got to try and get past basically the toughest guys on the grid to get past. Sam sort of dropped back, and he's probably going to have a good chance at the second race, and Steve's back there as well. So it was like, okay, well you guys are going to probably have a good run of it, and I've got to get past basically near enough pros.
Yeah.
And pros in this league, but pros, right?
Absolutely.
And I must have. So on the restart, I don't think it was that. I don't think I had like an overspeed on the guys around me. I think as I took off, there was a bit of a concertina just before people set off, and I then I was next to Pete, but I think I might have been going like half mile an hour quicker. So get down into T1, and I managed to get around him around the outside, and then it was a case of Logan, and I managed to get an overlap on Logan and got him done as well on that restart. So that was what made that second race as well. Right. Really, is just getting that restart off the safety car.
Yeah, opportunistic. Yeah.
Yeah. As you know, I am.
You got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were saying in the second race, Stephen Walker, multiple champion, Sam Blease, multiple champion, you, a champion, and Simon Tremble, multiple champion, in the first 4 positions of the finishing order. I mean, you can't get.
It was a bit like last week.
Pedigree. I
was sitting behind Simon again, going, "Oh, I think my tyres are giving up. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get Simon." It was like, okay, fine. And then Simon had some brilliant pace, and then I think once I got an overlap, he kind of maybe played the smart game and said, let me. Hopefully, I'll finish behind Spence if he'll drag me along. And then so he finished behind me, which is mega result.
Yes.
And we're going to be resetting the points so that your 2 Geo teams can have the points allocation appropriate to them. Now you've split up White for Sam and Naveed, and you're with Matt Flannery. Who had a good race. Good race. In the thick of it.
Where did he finish in that second one?
19th, up 5 places from his start position, which is really impressive. Nicely done. Good to see him back racing. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and practice for wherever it is we're next? And in true Pete fashion, I've got no idea.
Nor do
CTMP, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
Oh, nice.
Motorsport.
Fantastic.
Like it at Motorsport. So shout outs. First shout outs to Pete, because if he hadn't been driving like a demon in that first race and defending like an absolute demon in front of Sam, I wouldn't have had a look in, because Sam might have got through and left us all, right? So I think that was an amazing drive from Pete to hang on it as much as he could there. So hats off to him. I think
it was great for both of them, wasn't it? It's fantastic racing.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the big pluses of the league, right? We have these battles. Sometimes it goes awry, but on the most part we have really good battles. Massive shout out to Naveed. I think as you know, he's a great addition to Geo, and tonight, it was obviously a bit new, a bit like last minute. Let's get on and have some fun. And he was one of the guys that got the 1x, I think, or issue on quali. Started at the back, didn't quite get to 15th in the first race. Was trying to obviously learn everyone and drive respectful, and be in the first race, starting at the back. You're not really sure braking points and all this sort of stuff with other people. So I think he did quite well there, but obviously, unfortunately, dropped back again. And then, 19 places
I know.
in that second race.
Yeah.
So there's the
Effortless
talent.
as well. It was effortless, really. So, it didn't look like he was having to work very hard at it. It was just really graceful pace.
Absolutely. So great talent there. So we've got another great name in the league. And then obviously, Sam for kind of orchestrating that yellow flag moment. I think he did pretty well. Got people unlapped and kept everyone informed of what was going on. So I think that was quite good. And you guys, everyone else. I think although it was, there was some challenges in the night, I think we came out of it all right, and hopefully it's a decent broadcast.
Oh, I'm sure it will be, because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Fantastic racing.
I did, even though I tried to cock it up as much as possible.
Did you know what was going on half the time?
No,
or did you have to refer to Alan to work out, just to be told?
I even offered to find him a better broadcaster to share the booth with, but he refused. He refused. Great watching you racing as ever, defending your title very, very handsomely at the minute, and that performance is probably gonna keep it that way for a bit. A first in the first race, a third in the second race. You got to walk away happy with that, given the carnage that happened behind you in race 2 and all the other shenanigans that I inflicted upon the league. Fantastic. We will see you at Mosport this time next week, hopefully. Spencer McCarthy.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Awesome racing.
I think someone's built an extension onto the interview room, because it can't normally hold that many people.
We're going to have to speed this up a bit, Pete, because I'm going to die of old age.
I know, I know, it's crazy, this. Is it a bit cramped in that interview room, Stephen?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I know. There's like 600 people in there. I'm sure there's people in there that weren't actually racing.
I can understand them wanting to come and talk to you, though,
Pete. I don't think they're here for me, Alan.
They've all come here to sing your praises.
Clearly Sam Cullen's here for me, but he's not even in the interview room. So anyway, lucky night, yeah?
Well, I don't know about that.
Where did you place in the first race? It was
10th.
lower than you wanted, because you had a contact. I'd say early on. and it
I was
pointed you
trying
out stage
to.
left.
Yeah, I was trying to get past Logan because I was quicker, and I was trying to. Because obviously qualifying was a bit messed up, so I messed up my one and only lap, so I wasn't really where I should be, and I was trying to just make it through, and I went through, and I was holding the line. It's just the way we came together, it just unsettled with the physics or whatever in my car and pinged me around the front. I think a similar thing happened to Sam at the end of the.
And Navid.
Yeah, I did it. I haven't
Just-
seen that. Yeah,
It's
just
not much of a contact, but the same
No,
thing, just in the opposite direction actually. To
no,
what
it's
you
just
got.
one of those. Yeah, just one of those like online racing contacts. So I'm not like annoyed with him or anything. It is what it is. Like I could have been given a tiny bit more room, but I could have not been drifting wide. Like either way, I think it's half a, you know what, 50-50, like completely
Yeah.
all the way. So
Race of
it's just
incident.
yeah, exactly. It is what it is. Like I'm not mad with him, not annoyed with him.
No, that's like typical mature attitude there, Stephen.
Mm.
And,
I had a good
really great driving tonight. Really enjoyed
I
it.
was 16th off that and came back to 10th on, and I had to make some time. And it's difficult to overtake, and it's only a short race around here, so only so many laps. So I had fun making my way up as well, and then had a good race too. The car was super fast.
It really was. It was on rails for most of it as well, and you managed to get across the line, I think, with something like 2 seconds to spare to put an extra lap on the race.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was very
Oh,
very
damn it.
close.
I had feel for it. Damn it! I should have. If I'd worked that out while I was racing, I was too busy trying to keep Sam behind me.
Yeah. So you upset a few people because they had to pit with a lap to go in order to top off the tank. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it round. So that was with the yellow instant. But very competitive. And seeing you back to your winning ways again, it's gonna boost Spectre 6 up the rankings a bit, because you need a bit of a boost at the minute.
Well, you say that, but I'm the only one here. None of my teammates
this is
are
true.
here.
This is true. Where the hell are they all?
I don't really think it helps, but I appreciate the sentiment, Pete. Thanks, mate. Positive attitude, great.
Actually, yeah, you're gonna get mullered again, aren't you?
I had a good race. A good race too. I got caught out on the safety star restart.
Oh.
I was just keeping my foot on the clutch, and then I was like, "Is the car coming in?" Like normally, something tells you or someone says something, and it wasn't until the safety car drifted over to the right, I was like, "Oh crap!" So I had to like quickly get going, and next thing I know, they were a second down the road. So, but luckily, everyone behind me had the same issue, so I didn't lose any places.
I thought iRacing usually says going green.
If it did, I completely missed it.
Right. Okay.
But I managed to catch them back up and put a good move. I think it was Pete, wasn't it? Pete Van Gaal. Yes. And then I wasn't sure on the fuel, so I was just being a bit careful behind Sam, making sure I wasn't making any mistakes, keeping close behind him. And then when I knew I had the fuel, then it was a case of, well, I don't want to do anything too early because I didn't want us to be side by side, because once you're side by side, you can be side by side for the whole lap. Like I'm sure you saw in the first race. So
when you were saying you were close behind him, I mean, goodness me, like it was pretty close.
I just wanted to make sure that in trying to go for the win, I didn't cost myself like 6 positions or something silly like that after what happened in the first race. So, but then there was one moment where I think he just got a little bit sideways coming out of the last corner, and I managed to get the run and managed to go around the outside of this. My fate. I love this track, and I love the first couple of corners.
Yeah.
It's a great track for racing.
I like the back end of the track where you're going through the up and over the brow of the hill and then down into that sweeping left-hander. That is
all of it. It's just such a brilliant track for racing in any car that I've driven on it. And it's proven it tonight. And we did 2 officials last night, and they were some of the closest. I think it was me, Spencer, Sam, and Matthias. And we were there was 4 of us all pretty much side by side for like 4 laps. Just
wow.
It was insane. Like it was so good and so much fun, and it was all like respectful. No one spun out until right at the end. But
Alright.
yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that for once.
Fantastic advert for the league as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
really,
Yeah,
it
massively.
is a
I
fantastic
wasn't sure
advert
how
for
many
the
cars
league.
were there, but it was high 20s again, wasn't it? Or was it
Right.
30?
What, tonight?
Yeah.
29.
Yeah, I mean, that says a lot. And obviously, with the long list in the rating room, you've got.
I'm gonna be here till
It's
midnight.
of your own success, I think.
Yeah.
that's
Self-fulfilling prophecy. This one.
We don't mind. We don't mind.
No, we don't. No.
The more the merrier. It's just making some fantastic, colourful, glorious racing. We've seen you going at it, hammer and tongs in the glorious style against your old adversary, and it's just a joy. It is.
Yeah, for once, it's nice to come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, your lucky pants are there, and hopefully you can put them back on again. Ready for Mosport next week. That's a
hopefully completely different style of track, but I do like that one. But I don't know how the car will be. I think I managed to make a bit of difference. I don't know if the Honda was the super fastest car, but whatever I was doing with it, it worked, and I'll take that. Did I get the fastest lap at the second race? I don't even know.
I don't know. My screen's reset, so it won't actually tell me the times anymore. It tells me the order, but just not the times. SDK, after the session's gone so far, it just shuts me down. But yeah, I mean, just seeing what Roger Morton's put in the chat. Depends what Pete Bingham sets up on the day, doesn't it? Really, I'm thinking of just like throwing random shit out.
Yeah, maybe just give it a double check next time, Pete.
Maybe. Oh yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. Oh my God. Get a guy when he's down, won't you? I don't have the look you have, you know. But anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go? Because your brother was on the chat tonight. He was.
Yeah, my brother for being my cheerleader. Appreciate it. You guys again, just for putting on the show, and again says a lot about you with another 30 cars and more sign-ups still coming. I think it was a paid track. I don't think many people have it, which is a shame. But I wouldn't surprise me if we have near to 35 cars next time on that such a small track. So that'll be crazy. But it makes it fun, and then just the rest of the guys for some properly good, clean, hard racing. It was just fun. Again, no worries to Logan and Sam. Great race for pretty much most of the second race. So just mirrors basically what weeks happened to me and him in the officials yesterday that I did with him. So yeah, just massive hope everyone just keeps coming back. It's just so much fun right now, especially with the new tyres. It's just like a whole new ball game, quite frankly. And yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And
magic.
Yeah, it is magic. Absolutely right. And we look forward to seeing you racing next week. Multiple previous champion and hoping to get back on that top spot. Stephen Walker, everybody.
I need a miracle for that. Thanks, guys.
Just keep trying because we're loving it.
We are, yeah. Right, who are we getting in next? Is Mr. Blees still sharing his screen? No, he's not. Where did he finish in the first one? It wasn't anywhere north of there. Right, yeah, we're going to go and get Sam. I can't press buttons either now. What the hell? Welcome to the booth. Multiple champion, Sam Blees.
Welcome to... No, welcome to... Hello, sorry.
Hello, what?
Yeah,
hello, Sam.
Yeah, hello, guys, how are you?
Well, welcome to Planet Earth.
Yeah.
Might not feel like it with the way that I set the session up, but... so, first race, got a bit messy for you. And you ended up in 9th in the end.
Yeah. I was annoyed because I should have won that.
Yeah.
I came out of that 3 wide, turn 1, in the lead, and I was like, right, I've got it now. I was faster than Pete. His tyres were gone, he was sliding everywhere.
Yeah, he was sliding everywhere.
I just hooked on his car and it off in the gravel, and that was a race win gone, I'm pretty sure.
It was, without a doubt, I think. And then, well, it put you in a great place to get towards the front. Pete Van Gool obviously had the pole. You got to second place almost immediately, and that in itself was a bit of a not a miracle, but a magical bit of driving. And then utter carnage on the start-finish straight behind. Many cars in the incident, and you got towards the front, and then had a bit of a well, 2-car race for an enormous amount of time, all the way to the end of the race with Stephen.
Yeah, it was. My start was mega. I got the perfect launch off the line, and then sort of space just opened up everywhere I wanted it. And yeah, it was. I think I went from 7th to 2nd in 3 corners or something, which was great. So yeah, it was. Hold off. I was making a plan to get past Pete and hopefully build a bit of a gap before what got by, and then safety car. So yeah, it obviously just bunched everyone up. We got away a bit at the start, but yeah, I had nothing for Pete. When the temps came up, Wook's car just looked incredible. I was about a tenth slower than him in full draft.
Right.
And I mean, he's rapid here. We had an amazing race last night in the officials, and it was really good fun. So it's just a case of he did a better job tonight in that second race, and gutted I missed out on the first one, but it is what it is. It's just one of those things.
Well,
yeah, what a track to be on with this bunch of drivers there, Sam. You've given us a lot to enjoy tonight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Wonderful track for it.
Yeah.
It is a cracking track. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, we look forward to Mosport next time. I know you like that track, because who doesn't? It's got so many fantastic features. Some bits of it are a bit similar to this track. Some bits of it are very not. A much smaller track, and as Wook pointed out in the last interview, more people will own it, and therefore probably the field will be even bigger than it was tonight. And tonight's was pretty good. How are you expecting to go at Mosport?
Yeah, I haven't done it on the new tyres, and I think it might be a bit of a tyre killer because there's a lot of high-speed stuff at the start.
Yeah.
But yeah, traditionally go quite well there. I've done a lot of laps there. We've done like IVRA and various other sort of bigger events at that in the past. So we've done quite a lot of practice, and I think hopefully a set will come together quite quickly for that and go nicely.
Okay, excellent stuff. In that case, we'll ask you, who are you going to thank for your second place in the second race? And we'll skip sideways past the 9th in the first one.
Oh, I can thank Pete Newman for the 9th in the first one.
Yeah.
No, I'm only messing. It wasn't his fault. It was just one of those things, race against it. Thanks everyone for coming out. Sounds like it got a little bit messy. I haven't looked at too much of the replay, but apologies to Roger. I kind of screwed up, caused his black flag.
Didn't know about that. Okay.
I'll explain it later on.
Yeah,
I was trying to do admin, and I really shouldn't have done. So apologies to Roger, because I think was the only person who was disadvantaged. But he's not had a good time of it. What with the pit stalls last week and now this.
Oh yeah.
No, it's been a bit unfortunate, but hey. Roger's done on trooper, and he passed his motorbike test yesterday.
Oh right, well done to him.
So he was thrilled. So he's got lots of buoyancy in his life.
Oh, we're just taking the sheen off for tonight, but he'll be happy again tomorrow. Thanks to everyone for coming out, making it a good event, and shout out to Naveed. He's a new driver for Geo. Most of us have raced against him before. Well, watched him disappear off into the distance before, is how it usually goes. Good to have him on board, and hope he'll. Well, not hope. I'm sure he'll be showing us what he could do from next week onwards, and making us all step up our game a bit.
Well, we're looking forward to next week, and hopefully you're a big feature of it. Sam, please, everybody.
Good guys.
Good night, Sam.
Night.
Cool. Right, next up into the booth. We seem to be inundated, Alan, with previous champions in the interview room tonight, because they finished in the first 4 slots of the second race. In the first race, what did Simon do? Simon finished 5th. He sucked.
I don't think 5th was sucking.
No, and 4th in the second one. Tell us why he sucked in the first one.
I don't know. I like this track. I just didn't get on with it. Well, I haven't figured it out. I don't know. I was not enough confidence, not enough skill. I had poor qualifying because I only had one attempt at that for some reason.
Why is that? Why is that, Simon?
And I mean, the only way it could have been worse if I'd spent like the last 4 days playing Farming Simulator, which thankfully I haven't. But
yeah, yeah.
That's probably why you're not taking nerve tablets.
Well, yeah.
So no, yes, but you did you learn the track? Because I agree with you. This is the track you really need to know and have it engraved inside you. Then it's fantastic. And so, did you learn it in the first race and come out full of pep for the second race? Was that it?
no, I know the track quite well. Though I've learnt it quite well in racing. Although the last time I was racing here, I was doing an official race in a GTP car, so it's a bit different. That's got better brakes. But yeah, no, it's I love the track. I'm not complaining about the track. I didn't put enough time in. I put some in, and it's a track that it's the first big GP set we've gone to with the TCRs, because the other two tracks have been quite narrow.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a difficult track. It takes a lot of trail braking and turning in on the rear, which I haven't got down yet, especially at the high speeds that this track is quite wide and big. So I'll get there. It's better, and we'll go back to another GP track, and I'll complain about that one as well.
Yeah. Well, we've got Mosport next time, which has no width to it again, in certain places anyway.
I find, honestly, considering where you've been racing and who you've been racing against, I find it a bit inconceivable that you actually need to think you need to improve and go faster. Crikey, Simon.
Crazy.
You always need to improve and go faster.
Yeah,
Otherwise people will catch
I
you.
guess.
It's the same in the V8.
But I think you can be, considering how long you've had away, I think your performance on coming back, you've really hit it running. You've hit the track running, and yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see you out there with everybody again.
Yeah, I had fun. I wasn't in a void. I was playing games and having fun with people. So yeah,
we saw a lot of that. Yeah.
I had some battles, some sideways moments. So yeah, I had everything apart from wins. So, but that's a shame.
Well,
we enjoy you trying to win. So
yes,
yeah,
absolutely. And in that second race, you were up 7 positions from your start position. So yeah, it would have been a tasty viewpoint from your passenger seat, I'm sure. Obviously, I'm not going to spend any time in your driver's seat. You're too fast.
I don't
for
need you to weigh me down. I need to catch Sam, Steve. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm not going to haul him backwards. So, anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, everyone who's in the league. Obviously, a big field of 30 cars. This is quite a new track to our racing, so people have obviously invested in it, and it's a great track. So yeah, I hope it, even though I wasn't good at it, I hope it comes back on the schedule again. Obviously, we don't decide that, but still, you guys for the broadcast, and Jamie for, I don't know wherever he finished, but he finished. So there you
go. Second one, he finished in 12th, and the first one he did better than that, I think.
He didn't qualify though, so
no,
it's fair enough on him. I
up,
won't give him a hard time this time.
Yeah. We'll blame me for that one, shall we? Since it was my fault. It only seems fair. But no, we'll see you next time out, you and Jamie, at Mosport in a week's time. Simon Trendle, everybody.
Yep, see you then.
Yeah, nice one.
Right, next into the booth, we are going to bring in about the 15th Geo driver of the night, Alan. This is Naveed Hussain. Welcome to the league.
Oh, awesome.
Is he there?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, yeah, there he is.
Hello.
So, apologies for your introduction to the league where Pete Bingham can't get the settings right or the times right. But there you go. Welcome to BSTV. You're quite a quick driver, aren't you?
Well, thank you. I guess I practice a lot. But I wasn't too quick today. I was humbled a little bit. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think
race 2 was fun.
Yeah, that looked insane fun. Doing 19 positions in about half an hour after the safety car had got out of your way. The first race, you got struck down by the iRacing gods on a nothing contact.
Yeah.
That was
heartbreaking.
Yeah, if you read the YouTube chat, because there was a few people in there going, I can't believe that happened over such a tiny little contact. It was just a silly one. But yeah, you seem to... We've got some really good drivers in this league, right? We've got some multiple champions in there, so Stephen and Sam and Spencer and Simon. I think I don't think I've ever seen anybody get through a field as fast as you did tonight. That was remarkable in the second race. I kept looking up and you'd overtaken another 3 cars, and I looked at the lap count and I thought, he's only done 1 lap. How can he pass 3 cars in 1 lap? Yeah, you must do a massive amount of practice.
Yeah, I mean, I did some fixed official races, and I did a 2 or 3 hours practice yesterday. But yeah, plenty of laps. I'm sure it's not too different from what some of the other top guys are doing. But yeah, there was a lot of. I mean, there was carnage on the front straight, as you see, and I gained a good few positions from that, and then managed to pull off a few decent moves towards the end of the race. So yeah, I was happy how it went. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can qualify further up, I'll be able to get better again next race, but we'll see.
I'm personally very, very. I mean, I've been in races with you before, not on the same postcode actually. By the time we got to the end of the race, but yeah, you're an extremely fast racer. But I like the racecraft. You know, when you broadcast a few thousand races like we have, you see people who can position their car based on where the car in front is positioned. And tonight I saw you choosing different lines in order to, you know, undercut someone, but in a controlled manner. Your car never looked like it was loose underneath you. Very, very impressive, and a great addition to not just BSTV but to the Geo guys. Not that they need a great deal of help.
Yeah, like they needed somebody. They needed somebody like Navid. Really.
They're doing fine over themselves.
Crazy.
Well, no, I mean, I can admire Welcome as well, because it's fantastic performance tonight. I guess when Pete told me how many points you've got in iRating, and I'm going, crikey, this is some kind of a driver. I was expecting a lot, but then you delivered. And but it's the style of it. We care about style here. Driving's an art, and we admire artists, and that was artistry tonight. Thank you very much.
Much appreciated. Thanks, guys.
Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and start your practice for MoSport?
Yeah, everybody who set up the league, you guys, of course, my teammates for helping me today. So yeah, and my family possibly watching at home. I don't know. I think they are. So thanks to everybody. Yeah, cheers.
Well, family show, and they're very welcome. Greetings.
Yeah, welcome to
Okay,
Navid's
thank
family. And we'll see you next time. Navid Hussain, everybody.
Cheers. See you around. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Nice bloke. Like
Yes,
him,
very nice.
like his family.
Fantastic driver, but
hello, his family.
it feels absolutely like our kind of a drive, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. And someone else who seems like our kind of driver, he's mega fast, is Logan McKinsey. Welcome to the booth.
Good evening, guys.
Oh, there he is. There he is. I knew he was there. He was stealthing us for a while, Alan.
He's probably gone into shock waiting for so long.
I know, yeah, he's probably fallen asleep completely. So, one half of the sim racing grid team, the other half, I don't know where he is.
Well, a third. Is that the sim racing grid got 3? Is that the people who got 3? Or is that RD? That's RD.
RD, they've got 3, yeah. But anyway, Logan McKinsey doesn't need David Johansson because he finished 4th in the first race and 5th in the second race. And you had a seriously busy night.
Yeah, it was definitely I'd say that was a pretty strange couple of races, from quali being shortened, which kind of put me on the back foot.
Sorry.
Well, it was interesting because I got impeded on the one lap I had. So the start of the first race, it was kind of Steven and I working our way up from where we kind of shouldn't have been, and had some good battles. I actually, Steven and I came together, and just a racing incident from what it looked like, but it put him back in the position to win race 2. Whereas when I got to race 2, I was back there behind Jay as he did his little spin.
No. I'd like to speak to Jay and figure out what happened, and from his rig sort of thing. because that behaviour of that car was wild. But that's a different conversation. We're going to focus on you. You had a lot of friends being very intimate with you tonight. Whereabouts in the States are you from?
I'm down in Atlanta, Georgia.
Ah, okay, right, okay. This kind of this side of the country, right? As in the east.
Yeah,
Yeah,
East Coast.
yeah.
But I imagine I'm picking up. I run, I think, right now the biggest touring car league over in the North America side.
Really?
So a lot of those guys in the chat are probably guys from the league that know that I race in here.
All right.
But also those SRG guys like to
Right,
respond as well.
right.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you want to do some shameless plug-in, send me some pictures, and I'll plug the league. I used to do the same thing for SRL, so we can do a mutually beneficial bit of shout-outs and promotion. I've got no
Yeah.
problems with that at all. So send that across to me, and I'll do that. But yeah, you're clearly very, very quick, very, very talented. You certainly have a very good way of positioning a car safely to make other people think twice about just stuffing it down the inside of you or around the outside of you. You've obviously raced for quite a long time.
Yeah, it's come from a lot of out qualifying my position. I used to have a habit of doing that.
Okay.
So a lot of learned defending from that, but that's in the end, it's just seat time. And that goes for everybody. Racecraft improves with seat time. Eventually you start to learn that I can trust this guy can't throw it up the inside on me, or I trust myself to be able to carry it around the outside. If they do, yeah, it's all about seat time equals confidence, and confidence equals better racecraft as long as you're respectful about it.
Yes. Well, experience, is a great thing, isn't it? But it has to be allied with common sense. And yeah, it was fine driving tonight. Very enjoyable to see you. I mean, it's not an easy crowd to be dropped among. It's quality drivers, like you said. And I think you fitted in like a hand in a glove. Superb driving performance, and very enjoyable from where I'm sitting anyway.
But yeah, I appreciate that. I definitely didn't have anything for the faster guys up there. I was happy to see that Steven had won the second race.
After what happened
After
in the
saying
first,
after saying sorry to him for what happened in the first race, it's kind of easier to say that when he went and won the second one.
Yeah. He doesn't need asking twice to win, you know that, don't you?
No.
he makes out that he's got bad luck and all that sort of stuff. He's not. He's a very skilled TCR pilot. But yeah, it's going to be Mosport, so home turf-ish. I know America's massive, right? But yeah, Mosport next time round. A familiar track to you?
Yeah, we've run it a few times over there. We got a good few Canadians that run our league, so we like to get over there from time to time. I think it's a great track, very punishing.
Yeah.
I like to point out that its layout hasn't been changed since it was founded in the 50s, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So it feels very old school. It being an older track on iRacing means it also has that old school iRacing feel. So it's very, very rough. It's good racing. The last sector flows so nicely.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous track.
Yeah, I like it. It's dangerous, isn't it? It's got hidden danger, and yeah, it's beautiful. And Moss Bend, of course, which is I'm obviously going to like, because obviously I was a huge Sterling Moss fan.
Yeah, well, up and in the wall on both sides of that corner, so
Yeah.
I'm no stranger to Moss.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, great having you as part of our league, and hopefully we'll speak to you in this booth on a more regular basis, because I think there's podiums coming your way, and probably lots of them given the performances I've seen. Send me the stuff about the league that you're running in, and we'll get some mutual promotion going on, because why wouldn't you do that? Anybody you want to shout out to and thank before we let you go?
Shout out to Pete. He and I had some great close racing there throughout both of the races. Shout out to Steven for being a very gracious winner. And shout out to you guys for putting this on. I know how difficult it is it's so easy to screw up stuff like hosted settings every once in a while. So respect to you guys for putting this on.
Every once in a while, just go back into the interview room and say, Pete said this in my interview. I said this to Pete in my interview, that he doesn't do it all the time. It's made more difficult, Logan, when I'm as stupid as I am. So it's all self-inflicted. We look forward to seeing you racing with us at Mosport next week. Podium coming your way, I hope. It'll certainly make for great racing if that does happen. Yeah, what a dynamic driver you are. Great addition to the league, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, good night. Yeah, very nice driver. All these people are so very nice, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're
softly
kind,
spoken.
lovely people.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Lots of humility.
Well, we're getting down the list because
we are.
They all deserve the time.
They do. As does the latest addition to the interview, the booth even. Where is he on there? Jamie Wilson, good evening.
Good evening. I was just about to go, actually.
Were you really?
you made me
And
jump.
that's the interview over.
Talk fast, Pete.
Yes, talk fast.
No, you're right.
I managed to screw up the first race for you, I think, but you still made your way back through the field in pretty dynamic fashion to get into 17th and finish.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of chaos with it all being mixed up.
Yeah.
And other people working their way through then creates opportunities and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the unintentional super pole or whatever.
I'm thinking of just randomly setting settings in future.
I twigged it just slightly too late. I did go out anyway just for proverbials and giggles, and ended up about 15 seconds short of being able to do it.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, in fairness, I know from the interface that all of that stuff is hidden behind layers and layers and layers of stuff. So it's not the most intuitive thing. So you did quite well last week to sort all that out at the time in a rush. So fair enough.
I inadvertently screwed myself this week by forgetting things and just not reading my own rules for the fuel. But
none of it was of any major consequence. Yeah, it's no big deal.
But
it's part of our charm, Pete, and you should be worried about it because it's our culture flies through these things. We should be proud of the way our drivers just flew through all that.
I know.
It's going to cause chaos in most leagues. We just flew through it. These guys are great.
Doing things in a way that's just ever so slightly kind of naff is the British way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is absolutely right.
Quite right.
Absolutely. And the second race, it was difficult to look away from where your car was. It was everything going on all of the time. You were paired up with Jamie Jeffrey for a good proportion of the season.
Yeah, to a point.
Where were you when the carnage hit?
I was about a gnat's todger away from Jay Corley.
Really?
Oh,
I haven't got the stream up, but if you can engineer a replay to that, have a look at it from my perspective. It's pretty tight.
Let's have a look.
I'm asking to press buttons. I know it's dangerous.
I know. Danger. Pete at the helm. Right. Oh, you are right behind it.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And I was thinking at the time, Jay, hold your brakes. And I actually no.
Don't hold your brakes.
In that case, that's a rare case where actually it was probably the right thing to do. But
I want to see what happens here.
It could have caught more of us out, has to be said.
Yeah, because you went right.
He was damned if he did, damned if he didn't.
Oh
so.
yeah, and to Spencer's point, you can if you stamp your foot on these brakes and whoa, you are such a lucky boy. Oh my god. If you stamp your foot on these brakes, the ABS kicks in anyway, right? It won't stop your wheels from spinning.
Well, yeah, in a panic brake situation, the ABS can actually work against you, because it kind of takes over a bit.
Okay.
So yeah, there is such a thing as braking kind of through the ABS, which in a panic brake situation you may risk doing. But that was pretty tight. But the
yeah, did you breathe in?
It's a bit like a. Well, yeah. I mean, I went from looking like Carl to looking like bloody, I don't know, someone thin. I can't think of anyone. In a split second, and then breathed out again and went back to the other side.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty sketchy. I don't know if you saw a few weeks ago in the MX5 League, I had a close call like that with the end of the Knockhill pit wall. It reminded me a bit of that.
Yeah, that was a tight squeeze,
So,
wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's all deliberate. It's all precision driving, you see.
Yeah. Oh dear, but it was mega entertaining for us. So that second race was great once you got beyond the caution, and making your way through.
I kind of ended up in a bit of a void in the end, to be honest. So I had Jamie Jeffrey and Chums ahead, kind of towing off of each other, and I just couldn't make any headway. And then I had, I think, Ben Cullen behind me, but not making a great deal of headway himself.
No, he got stuck with David Danza, if you know what I mean. They had a really good tussle.
Yeah, but they ended up sort of cost themselves the chance to then catch up to me. I wasn't really on pace tonight. I liked the track. The car was fine. We set it up in a certain way that was fine. No particular handling trouble as such. It's just it didn't click like I thought it might.
Right.
So
Well,
I
it's
was a bit
important,
kind of
and this is a
muted.
flowing kind of track, isn't it? You do want to have that kind of feel with the car to take
there's
full
just
advantage of it.
there's some sort of knack that you just need to have around here, and I just couldn't quite grasp it. I was close, but well, not just not.
Yeah, but you were running with some very fast cats tonight, as usual. I think you can hold your head up as usual, Jamie, because the standard was high, wasn't it?
Yeah, the track obviously races very well, as evidenced by everything I saw going on. So, I don't malign the track for it at all. It's just one of those slightly sort of bogey tracks for me. There's a few.
How at Mosport? How are you at Mosport?
Speaking of which, there's one. Yeah.
You don't like it that much, do you? I remember speaking to you once before.
Yeah, that's a bias because I've done a few endurance races over there in the many years since that came out. I think Simon said in the other chat earlier that came out in 2010.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was on every schedule because it was the exciting new track. Because we didn't have, back in the day, there weren't as many of them, and so it got very overused. And I just have a particular bias for having races there where I end up in the middle of nowhere, a bit like the second half of that second race tonight.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And so it's just kind of, for me, Mosport is a track that you kind of trudge around. It's like, another lap. It's one of those.
Yeah.
But that said, it may be that with this group and with these cars, because I don't think we've done it in TCR for some time. It might. Last time it was on our calendar might have been the GT4 era for me.
I think it probably was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember driving a BMW around here, and I presume that was in that league. So, so it's been probably enough time now where that has worn off a bit. That kind of stigma that I have against it. But it may be that it races really well, and I don't end up in a big void. And actually, it's quite good fun. So
if you put slightly
I'll reserve judgment.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's a good attitude because you really don't know. But I would say the odds are that you're going to have a good race next week because look at the group of drivers we've got.
Yeah.
Stand a very good chance of finding somebody to race with, I would suggest.
I think it'll be very easy.
Jamie can go racing with Jamie.
Let's face it, they're going to be pushing each other around Mosport with 30 odd cars on the track. It's a lot smaller than Portimao.
Yeah, very much so. And then we go to Lebanon, Magellan.
Oh, really? Dewey, that's even tighter.
And Oschersleben, so it swings the other way to tracks that I really like. So
fantastic. Oh, I'm looking forward to all that. Roll on.
Fighter jets around a teacup at Lebanon. But yes.
Marathon around the clothesline.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Might have to steal that. I've been stealing some of Alan's.
Well, I have to credit that to Dick Johnson, who's the Australian touring car guy, because that's how he described Winton before it had the extension. So.
Okay. Yeah, and that would be right as well. But yeah, great racing tonight. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you disappear?
Yeah, shout out to Naveed jumping in and doing very well, and despite also being compromised, I think, in the qualifying thing. So he had his work cut out for him and did quite well from what it seems. And to everyone for doing a good race. And it's a very basic comment, but it's true. So I'll stick with that.
Awesome stuff. Yeah. We look forward to seeing you racing with us again this time next week at Mosport. Jamie Wilson.
Cheers, guys.
Nice one, Jamie.
Right. And next into the booth is Jay Corley. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, Jay.
I'm regretting this already, but let's do it. Let's just do it.
No.
Oh dear, that's funny.
Look, matey, don't, because I know exactly how you feel, and
I'm just gonna
I've
leave.
got nothing but sympathy for you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the camera where it is. I've got nothing to say to you really because I screwed up the settings for tonight. Anyway, first race was 11th, which kind of set you up in a brilliant place in the second race to, well, kind of wipe out a few cars. But talk us through what happened with your car in that second race, because I am bemused. I'm gonna go and find it actually. Just give me a second.
No, you don't need to find it.
No, I do.
Just,
Everybody
Well,
wants to see this. Everybody.
Look, mate, you did. I think you did everything you can. You had your
Yeah.
brakes on. You know, this car wasn't stopping, was it?
I mean, you're at
No,
full lock
it's-
both ways. Round
I
you
mean-
go. I mean, you don't need to see this, do you? You were there.
yeah, I experienced it with my own fair hands, and
Yeah.
just
Oh look, there's a car.
and another one. Oh look, and another one. Oh wow. Oh, this is. I didn't know I was doing the reverse layout of
I know,
Portimao
yeah.
this
Sideways layout now. Yeah. And then
So-
unfortunate happens here.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah,
see it from the
I-
inside, it makes me feel a bit sick, to be honest.
Oh,
I bet you're
yeah.
feeling pretty sick by the side of that. Oh, matey.
So you came around the last corner, which is the bit of footage I don't have, and the car was already twitching,
Yes.
and then it just seemed to grab you.
Yeah, it really did, and we've all been through it where
Yeah.
we think we've got it, with just little tiny inputs to try and steady the car up, and then the dreaded snap.
Yeah.
And
It's
when
vicious.
that snap happened, I don't even know what I said during the stream on my side. It was probably not safe for this interview right now. But
Yeah.
as soon as I started turning, I just thought, right, just brakes in and just hope for the best. Like the momentum of the car on that snap was, I think I've only ever felt that much momentum on the snap, like doing the NASCAR on
Yeah.
the service. It was incredible, but brakes were fully in.
It doesn't make any difference in this
it
car though, because
doesn't,
your
no.
ABS kicks in and you're still rolling.
Yeah, and it was just literally that, and I sent my apology in the Discord. I think one or two team members got involved in it as well, and I just the dread and
look.
the feeling for the rest of the race was just not happy. I was not happy at all. Just I couldn't
Yeah,
believe it.
well, you know, you would have tortured yourself. We know exactly. It's the nature of these things. They happen, you know. But it's always the guy who's caused it who suffers the most.
Yeah.
Jay, you know, we've all been there, and you know, everybody understands. And I haven't heard anybody say anything remotely off color about what happened.
Oh, that's
Not
because they're
even
doing it
a-
behind
not
the
even a
closed doors. I can
centimetre.
tell already, Alan. I can tell. You know, I keep shivering as if someone's like
No,
stamping all
matey,
over my grave.
no.
You know, it's just- you know, like you said, we've all been through it, and unfortunately, this week it was my turn, and unfortunately, it was caught on camera. Unfortunately, it's been replayed 2-3 times, including 2 minutes ago. Thanks so
Two or
much,
three.
Pete.
2 or 3. Way more than that, Jay.
Oh, not really.
From multiple angles, I'll just say that. You know, it may be hard to read, but your sponsor's got a lot of footage tonight.
So they'll be pleased. They'll be so happy.
No, you're an amazing guy to have in the league. I was plugging your stream at the beginning of the broadcast again. Obviously not after the crash.
Just don't tell me I do a lap guy, because I'll never want to do another one.
Oh
again.
no, I did that.
No.
Yeah, we did.
You already had your compliment about that. We think
Yeah.
they're great.
Well,
we do,
well-
and that's it.
What I'll do is I'll cut out the crash from the broadcast, and then nobody will know it never happened. You see, just like
Unfortunately, I've already posted it everywhere
Oh.
else, including on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes you got to take the mickey
You
out
just-
yourself
Yeah.
Yes,
to really get
exactly.
over it.
yeah,
That's
So-
right. That's
absolutely.
right. Well, that's exactly the right attitude as well. You've got to take it on the chin. Like, you know, that's it. You're a robust character, and away you go.
I tried.
There's worse things, matey. There's worse things, and you'll be back next week, and we'll be at Mosport, which is
Yeah.
obviously your favourite circuit.
Yeah, screw the Algarve. What a crap track. Let's go Motorsport.
Not Portimao. What sort of name is Portimao anyway? It's all about Canadian Tire. I hate the circuit. No, kidding. No, I'm actually looking forward to Canadian Tire because I think just overall it's a very entertaining track to drive. It's going to be great for you lot. There's plenty of battling on there. I'm very highly considering a car change at some point. Because I feel the last couple of weeks the Civic hasn't been too kind, and maybe just driving something a bit different might change the fortunes around a bit.
Yeah. Sometimes a change is as good as a rest and all that business.
When can we do this legally without dropping points, Pete?
After the halfway point, so after race 6 and before race 7, week 6 and week 7, I should say. So you got 3 more race weeks before you could do that without penals.
I might just give the Honda another couple of tries. Motorsport isn't really suited to the Honda as much as it is, surprisingly, the Audi. I think the Audi is probably going to be one of the stronger tracks if there's any Audi drivers left.
Well, we've got 3 left at the minute. Christopher Smith, who did a really good job tonight, finished 11th in the second race. Anthony Hilton, who was having a fantastic race until he wasn't in the second race. He had a great first race. And Stefan, who had brake pedal issues tonight, and his brake pedal stuck.
3 good pilots though for those Audis. They're doing a good job of representing the car. I think
they might be for their categories ones to watch. I think next week. I found the Audi quite. Well, I've already done my guide for it next week. Didn't take 145 tries like it did at Portimao, but the Audi was very easy and very easy to drive around there. So I think that might be the very surprising car of choice. But no, it should be good for you lot, and hopefully I'm just gonna be focused on keeping it clean next week. You know, I've made enough enemies as it is, and as much
You've not made any enemies
because then I get hate watched.
You're a lovely bloke.
I love it.
No, you can't even get angry with you.
Nah. Well, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I love it in Canada. I think it's a great circuit.
Yeah, absolutely right. And well said.
I'm looking forward to seeing you racing there, my dear.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to go well.
Yeah, it's going to go better than this week.
So, shout outs.
Yes, for both of you for putting on an amazing show as always, and it's half a shout out but more of an apology for everybody else on the second race. It was my own mistake, ran out of talent, and there was a couple of people's races who were completely ruined, and a couple of strategies which I suppose made the end results a bit interesting at the end, but at the same point, thank you to everybody for not getting into my DMs and calling me nasty words. So shout out to everybody else as well.
Awesome stuff. I don't hold you responsible for anything. That car behaviour was absolutely random, yeah, it's just one of those things that happens. But screw the Algarve. Let's go to Mosport, and we look forward to seeing you there. Jay Corley, everybody.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Good night, Jay.
Cool. Right. Nearly there, Alan. Nearly.
Yeah, well, he did well to come in and be interviewed. He took it on the chin, you know.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. Yeah. He does fantastic streams as well.
And he's solid. He's solid all the way through. Yeah. Very likeable young man indeed.
He certainly is. And another likeable young bloke is in the booth with us right now. It is Chris Dixon. Good evening.
Good evening.
Chris Dixon, you're a likeable young man.
I was distracted thinking I'd chosen the wrong person on the stream, but I've got the right one. So I've done one thing right tonight. I've done lots of things wrong. Interesting quali, wasn't it? Let's start there. Fastest quali you've done all year. So in the first race, you finished in 27th place, just behind Harry, who was.
Really good battle with him.
Yeah, we saw it on screen.
Did you? I don't know anything about Harry, so I'm glad you were having a good go.
Yeah, really clean racing. In first race, I think I got a 1x. That was it. Oh. And I had a good battle with Harry for a good few laps. I was defending for at least the last 5 laps, I think. And then I made a mistake and outbroke myself, and he got me on the second last corner.
Oh,
But
right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it was enjoyable. I did want to speak to him in the interview room, but he jumped out.
Yeah, okay. Oh well, maybe for a future race, because I think hopefully, well, at any rate rather, he enjoyed himself tonight. He certainly
It
did well in the
sounds like
second
he's
race.
had, it sounds like he should have had some fun.
Yeah, and then in the second race, you did phenomenally well in that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Second in
I
class.
did make a mistake though.
Oh, go on. Is this fuel? Is this why you pitted?
No, I didn't pit.
Oh, you didn't? No, sorry. Yeah.
No, I was staying with David, and I was keeping an eye on my fuel, and it was borderline, so I sort of backed off and dropped fuel safe for about 4 laps, and I thought, right, I'm safe now. Carried on.
Well done, Chris.
But we were talking, and he was like, "Oh, is Matt Flannery? Is he? No, he's a pro-am." So I let him past. And then the next thing, when I finished, he's not. He's an am.
No, he's an am driver. Yeah.
Yeah, so I could have had the win, but I actually let him go and like just followed him. But yeah, David.
Well, I'm sure he's very grateful.
Well, you can't let Geo drivers through. Nobody lets a Geo driver through. Take him out. Take him out.
Well, Matt's a nice man.
He
So
is,
there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah,
he will appreciate it. It's quite funny as well, isn't it? Really.
Well, yeah, he was. To be honest, he was quicker than me. They probably overtook me anyway.
Yeah, likely.
But, it was just good to finish just behind him. Yeah, but.
I'm liking your car. The car looks great with these blue wheels. This blue goes really nicely with that orange. You know, it looks tasty.
Striking,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great to see you doing so well. It is.
Yeah. Where were you in the championship before this started? Let's have a look. Championship, where are you?
5th, I think.
You've done yourself a disservice. 4th. And not far behind Boyd, so you'll overtake Boyd. Not far behind Fee. I think you'll overtake Fee tonight.
Possibly just, because she had a few... I don't know if you saw behind the safety car.
Yes, I did. It
At the back,
was.
It's a
It
bit
was
of a
that
nightmare.
drove into her. Somebody did. Was it? Jason. Yeah.
Yeah, he just apologised straight away. It was just. I went one way, Fee went the other. David was in the middle, and Jason had nowhere to go. He had to hit one of us.
Yeah. Well.
But
Yeah. He was
just
steaming up a bit, wasn't he, with the trying to get onto the back of the queue. But yeah, it's just another racing incident. Certainly.
We had a few tonight.
We did,
didn't we?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a part of the nature of the circuit.
Possible. A different circuit completely next time. Mosport. Have you done many laps around there?
None.
None. Right.
Really?
Not
Oh,
bad.
that would surprise me.
But I mean, I didn't. To be honest, I'm really happy with tonight because I haven't drove this track at all. Normally I do.
Wow, that is impressive then.
I drove it last season when we did it last season, but other than that, I've done no practice. The girls are in the representing England in the Dance World Cup.
Oh, fantastic! Congratulations.
Well, it's not mine. My youngest will probably be there next year. But
Well, can you say well done from us?
Yeah, I will do. I'll pass it on. But they're off to Prague to represent England, so they're there for a week.
Fantastic.
So it's just been absolutely manic this week trying to get everything ready for them.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have a chance to practice at all.
Well, you've done yourself proud.
Yeah.
It's a tough track.
Yeah. Well, I was, to be honest, I didn't get any X's at all in the second race.
Wow.
So I got one at the full night, which.
Go and have a word with Jay Corley. He'd like to share some with you.
Yeah, I know. He's got quite a few. But yeah. Yeah, quite happy with that. And I got in the 156s, which I think last season my quickest lap was a 159.2 in the Veloster. And then like I jumped in the Honda and was a second quicker at the beginning of this season. That's why I went with the Honda.
Right. Okay.
I got in the 156s tonight, so I was like 3 seconds off last season. So.
No, that was.
You happy?
You know, yeah, I would be. It's like I said, it's Mosport next time, totally different track, much narrower. It's not got monstrous. Well, it's got one big straight, and it's all uphill, which is somewhat different to this one. So a lot of adjustment needed for next time. Probably a bit of quite a lot of a setup change, especially for the Honda. We think the Honda's not going to be very optimal around there, based on its performance at other tracks. But who knows with these changes to the tyres? It could play into its favour. To be fair. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and start your practice for Mosport?
Just the usual, yourselves for putting the stream on, and all the lads for coming out and racing. Really good, fair racing, and like the new guys that come in as well. They had a good race with Matt and with Harry.
That's great. It's really good to hear because the bottom of the league is. I tell you that the AMS Championship is really exciting. It's got enough drivers in there now, and close enough in competition that it's really starting to be a very exciting competition and a lot of fun for everybody. It's working out fantastic, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely, and everyone's getting on brilliant. So, but yeah, just thanks to everyone really, and obviously the people who watch the stream.
Yeah.
No,
Nice
brilliant
one,
stuff.
Chris.
And very well said. And we will see you next time. Hopefully with as few incident points as you've generated tonight, because that's what it's about first. It's make it safe and then make it fast. And you've clearly got the first part of that equation down. Chris Dixon, everybody.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night, Chris.
Night.
And
he's got the first part of that equation.
He has. Yeah,
absolutely. I didn't
right.
know there was an equation.
Well, yeah. I think it's a bit far up the algebra works for me. Like it's, my brain can't do that. But welcome to the booth. In her usual slot is Fiona Siddons. Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening, B.
So,
evening, Alan.
How do you like the new qualifying that I've created for everybody?
Yeah, it was good. Got a little bit higher up the grid.
I'll do that each week. I'll just randomly select. I'll tell you in advance next time, though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a little bit extra fuel. I'm generous like that. But yeah, Portimao. First race. I think you ended up in a bit of a tizzle, didn't you? I can't remember now.
No, that was the second race.
Was that the second race, right?
Yeah.
Where did you end up in the first race? I've lost it on the stream now.
I was last.
Oh, you were last, right?
But I love this circuit. It's a nice circuit to drive, but I just cannot click with it. For some reason, last season was the same.
Right.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Other people, you're not the first person to have said that tonight.
I was going to say the same thing myself. We've had at least 3 people before you that have said just couldn't get on with it.
But race 1, I was pushing the first few laps, and as soon as they gapped me, because I had 2 X's trying to stop with them, and as soon as they gapped me, I just eased my pace up and made sure I didn't get any more the rest of that race.
Right.
And same in race 2. I mean, I got 6X behind the safety car.
Yes, we saw that.
Yes, yeah, we saw. Yeah.
The weird thing was, I mean, to be fair on Jason, as soon as he hit me, he was straight on the radio and he was apologising.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his fault. It was just the concertina, and but the car, although the steering was right hand down, the car felt drivable.
Right. Okay.
So I thought, well, I'll trundle around the back of the safety car until the pit lane opens, dive in, get the pass repair, come back out. Got on the bit of a straight, and it just turned left on its own. I was still steering straight, and the car turned left.
Right. Yeah. So it's not the front axle. Yeah.
Yeah. Nearly a 4-minute tow to the pit.
Yeah.
So then it was a case again, just take my time, keep out of everybody's way, get no more X's till the end.
Yeah, but you were tidy about the way you drove your car. You were very aware of where everybody was. It was good, conscientious driving fee.
Yeah.
It wasn't your night particularly, but it's fantastic circuit, and you've got interesting racing every week. We get interesting racing, don't we? It's not dull.
Yeah, no, it's good. But I'll send you the Civic paint again, Pete, because Sam told me tonight that he thinks you've got the Elantra paint on.
I also think I've got the Elantra paint on your car.
So I'll find it and resend it to you.
Okay, cool. And yeah, that'll make it all the better to watch you racing with. Most
But one thing I will say.
Yeah.
Next season we're going to have rain.
Oh, is this a prediction right now? Is it?
It is.
Okay.
Alan will remember this.
Yes, he will.
Last season, in the MX-5s, we got a lot of fog. Then the next season, we got the rain.
Yeah.
We're getting fog in this now.
Yeah. It's it's on its way. It's clearly on its way. It's impending.
I think next season we'll have rain.
Okay.
I think there's every chance that we'll. Well, I don't know whether next season. It just depends. They've got a lot on, haven't they? But
yeah,
they've been introducing it pretty quickly. They're not been hanging around. So, I mean, who could it be next time? We don't know.
But I'm just going on the fact the MX-5 we got this fog the season before the rain came.
Still got the GTs, and we got is it the 3s or the 4s? One of them have got.
No, all the GT cars have got.
Yeah, all of
them tyres now.
Are they now? Oh, right. Yeah. So who's left that hasn't got them?
TCR.
And I don't think V8s have got rain either.
So they'll actually be doing it at the same time, aren't they? TCRs and V8s.
Yeah.
I don't think they're spending any money on V8s at the minute. It's been ages since they've done anything with that particular class of car, and it's brilliant. So, but anyway,
the other stock. Well, crikey, you don't what? Can you imagine raining the V8s? Crikey, that's going to be something to contemplate.
There'll be an handful.
I need an outboard motor, I think. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be an interesting race next time round for you at Mosport. You've raced there plenty. I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, I love Mosport. I've had some good results there in the past. Not saying I'm going to do next week, but I've done well when they had the Elantra in British Sim Racers TCR.
Mm-hmm.
I think I won the AM class round Mosport.
Right, very good.
I think I've done the same in.
I remember you doing. You're quick at in Canada.
Yeah.
I remember you being quick there.
Yeah, it's one of my, won't probably say top 10, but definitely top 12 tracks on the service.
No, there's quite a few of them now, so that's high applaudance.
Yeah, and it's something to look forward to. We'll look forward to seeing you there, sweetie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Indeed, we will.
Anybody you want to have a shout out to or thank before we let you go?
Yeah, you for messing qualifying up.
Yes,
so
I did.
Got a grid slot. Everybody who was racing tonight, everybody was fair. Like I said, Jason, as soon as we had the incident, was straight on the radio and apologising. So makes it all the better when you get an apology.
It does. It does. It's something I'm very proud of. This league is exemplary at doing this kind of stuff, and it's partly why it's so strong and its roots are so strong, and it deals with catastrophe so well.
And I don't know whether Andy will watch this, but it's about time he stopped watching people kicking a bag of wind about and got back in his car.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Guessing he's watching the
We
Euros,
miss him.
Right, okay.
We miss him.
Got his priorities very wrong, hasn't he, Alan?
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm sure he'll be back. He's part of the furniture in here now, so it'd be wrong to have a race without him. Same as it would be for you, Fee. So we're going to let you go and start your practice for Mosport. Or you can join us on our farm, because apparently you've got like 2,000 times as many hours as the rest of us on farms.
Oh, yeah. All these blooming farmers around.
I've got many years on a real farm as well behind me, so I know what to do on it.
He's mucked out many a pig.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, you're more than welcome.
He looks forward to mucking out the pigs. That's because he didn't have to do it for a living, of course.
Yeah, well, it's always better when you don't have to do it, isn't it?
It's murder trying to milk them. Very low slung chassis, a pig, when it comes to milking.
Oh dear. Some of the stuff you come out with, you crack me up. Oh dear. Anyway, we are going to look forward to seeing you racing at Mosport this time in a week, Fee, and we're going to look forward to it absolutely every day until we get there. Fiona Siddons, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Petal.
Found myself in a dead end sentence there and couldn't find the escape route. Well, between me and the iRacing gods and Jay Corley, that was a brilliant race.
What an adventurous evening. Quite an
it
adventurous thing.
Right.
When we started off in the fog, I wasn't expecting it to turn out quite that way, but
no.
Some very delightful touches, and I've enjoyed my visit to Portugal.
Yeah, I don't know. It was good last season, and I think even despite everything else, it was great this time round as well. We've got to choose our drivers of the meeting, though. Obviously, top of the pile, Jay Corley. And then, right, seriously.
I think it's excruciatingly difficult, to be honest.
Well, I like what Logan did tonight. He was very good, 4th and a 5th. That's, you know, in this current company, he's relatively new to the league. He's only done three race weeks now. I think that was very well accomplished. Pete Newman, he was very competitive all night. Didn't really put a foot too far wrong. He and Sam came together, but that was just a racing incident.
Glorious racing.
Really good racing.
Glorious
really
driving.
Sam's
fantastic.
Sam was great, yeah. You look at Anthony Hilton in that first race, he was mighty, and the second race he didn't fare so well. I'm going to struggle to find somebody not to
the RD guys were
they were class. Martin and Christopher, they were brilliant in their positions. I think I'm going to have to go Logan McKinsey because he kept a real tidy, clean, but very competitive race. There was people going forwards past him. There was people going backwards past him, and I think he held himself together with.
I mean, you do that thing like you did last week and put the name up at the side just to make sure. That was really great.
Which one?
You know where you put the name up last week with all the names.
Oh, you mean doing this?
Right. Yes. Like
there you go. Right. Okay. Cool.
Yes. Because that's really helpful. I think that's really helpful.
Yeah, I liked.
It gives me a chance to. Because there was lots of really great driving. There was.
So Logan's getting my vote for those.
Mr. Hussein was.
He was very good.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
And he drove brilliantly. Pete Van Gool did a brilliant start to the second race.
I'd have gone for that one, and I read what he's written in the chat, which was he was focusing on not getting in the way of the pro drivers and getting the points for the AM class. I think he could have done a couple more positions. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he's pulled a blinder there. Maybe he's the one that should get the vote from you.
It's a tough one.
It is. But you got to make.
So
a choice.
who are you going for?
I've already done mine.
You're going for, I'm going for Pete. I'm going for Pete.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Pete earned it tonight. My word, that was sweaty, courageous defending.
It was good.
Right out the top draw. And neither you or I would have lived with the pace of these guys that he was staving off, and it was remarkable.
It was a fine performance. There was lots of fine performances tonight, in amongst the chaos of me and everything else. But we will look forward now to next week, where we are, of course, at Mosport. It'll be race week 4, and it'll be a very exciting prospect. Thanks everybody for watching, and obviously for the drivers that took part. I'm expecting a bigger field next week, over 30 drivers I predict, given the track that we're going to.
What a prospect that is at Mosport.
It's going to be a good one. I wouldn't miss it if I was you. So thanks to Alan, because he's just amazing in the booth and keeps me professional, or tries to. It's a tall ask, that's all I can say. And everybody, stay safe and stay well, and we will see you in Canada next week. Over to Alan.
Yes, I'm really excited about next week. I've been loving this racing this season. It just keeps getting better. We keep getting new people. They're all fitting in like a hand in a glove. You are your own best advert, and yeah, bring on next week. Thank you very much.